Oh yeah. I fixed it. It took until midnight, but I fixed it. I fixed UI Bloom. I now have a very complicated setup that allows me to do game and UI Bloom. We've done it, boys. We have done it. I'm not going to explain how it works, but it just works, okay? And I want to apologize for yesterday. I was too down. I tried too hard. In the end, it didn't work. I should have taken the time to, you know, step back, relax, and come back with a fresh mind. But yeah, ultimately I made it work, which I'm very happy about. And now we can do Bloom both in the game and in the UI. And this is what it looks like. And without Bloom, it looks like this. Still looks okay. Good enough. I'm very happy about this.
Long
Nerd, hello there,
chaos.
real super cool. And also what I did is I made it so that Bloom can't blend into these characters. You can see that there's a shit ton of Bloom happening behind the character. However, there's absolutely no Bloom happening behind or on top of the character. They are literally drawn on top. And if you guys want to know like a quick overview of how I did it, it is a little bit complicated. But essentially what I did was I had to run my game. I think it's easier explained in RenderDoc actually, to be honest. It's actually, I think it's easier explained there. But that means we can finally make progress in the game. And that's the most important part. I still have an issue with when I choose display 2 and borderless, it makes the window this small. Not sure what that is about. And then windowed version switches the window over here. So there is some stuff still wrong. Which I don't know why that is, but I'll have to fix that. Anyways, so if we were to capture this frame, right, in RenderDoc, essentially what happens is I draw my game in the first pass, right? This is the first pass. We clear color to nothing. And then we draw the opaque game, which is this. Draw lighting and draw that, right? This is lighting done in this level right here. Boom. And then after we have drawn the lighting, we apply that together with, what is this, by the way? What is this? Oh, this is no bloom. This is doing bloom in the game, but we don't have anything that's worth doing bloom with. And so essentially we just, wait, I feel like I missed a draw call. Ah, there we go. Yeah, there we go. These trees need to be drawn too. There you go. So essentially that's how it's done. We draw the game in its normal color, right? Then I apply lighting to its own texture, which is 240 by 135, a small texture for lighting. It's basically the same that Stardew Valley does. And then in a color pass, I apply the lighting to the background of the game, essentially. And then on top of that, I draw the transparent objects. Now, what I would have loved to do is split the trees with the shadows, with the transparent layers, because the transparent layers are drawn after the lighting, which makes it so that the trees will not be affected by that. So I'll have to fix this. And then, yeah, the transparent objects are being drawn, which are the trees here in this case. And then, as a final thing, I do bloom. In this case, bloom is nothing because nothing is bloomed in the game. And I blit that to the back buffer, which is actually the screen. This is the screen. So now that we have this image in the screen's back buffer, you can already see that I copy over some UI stuff here. Dev buffer. I do the UI pass. And so I basically draw the UI like I would normally. This is just the UI. What engine is this? This is my own engine. And yesterday I added UI Bloom into the game in its own pass, which that was a doozy, bro. But I managed to make it work eventually off stream. So I basically draw the UI in its own texture. I draw Bloom into its own texture for the UI. That's what it looks like. That's the texture for Bloom in the UI. And I draw the dev buffer as well. I store the dev pixels. That's very important. That's needed, right? So now that I have Bloom, dev, and the picture, I can actually do Bloom for the UI. That's what it looks like. Downsampled all the way to, I don't know what that size is, 60 by 34. And then I blit the contents of my dev texture to the actual back buffer of the screen. That's what this is called, blit frame buffer. So essentially I take the dev buffer of the UI and take it into the final pass. And then I draw the UI first, ignoring dev values. So I take this image and this image and merge the two into this. But I ignore the back buffer. I ignore this in that call. Because I just want to draw on top. Now that everything is drawn on top, I can start drawing the bloom. And the bloom takes the dev buffer into account. It's crazy how much that is, right? But essentially that's how I managed to add bloom into my engine. It's not perfect. Bloom has its own layer. It's a fixed layer because bloom is just a texture. And so if I were to apply bloom, let's say on top of a bloom is basically behind. Dev buffer is just an alpha mask. Dev buffer is basically a buffer where you can get dev values. You can see right next to me here. There's a depth value of 0.9, and then where it's black, it's a depth value of 0. And anything that is less, where the white stuff is anything that is less than 0.9 will be discarded, will not be drawn on top. If I have something that is brighter than 0.9, like 1.0, then that would be drawn on top. Oh man, this guy again. Hey, Code and Gree, good morning. Hope you guys are doing good all. So that is essentially how I managed to do the bloom eventually. It took a lot of trial and error, coding, and a clear mind off stream. I would have probably never been able to do this on stream because you just have to sit there and stare at the screen for like 10 minutes to understand what you need to do. But essentially I managed to do it. I also tested or played around with... Guys, the reason why, by the way, the transparency didn't work yesterday was because it was actually really stupid. You know, where is that? No, it's not here. It's got to be here somewhere. The darkened backgrounds thing was happening in the loop. And so it was applying the darkened background thing 4 times, which is why a value of 0.6 was completely darkening the screen. Well, because 0.6 was applied 4 times. And so I noticed that, like these small mistakes, right? You notice these. But, you know, I tried testing whether my transparency for the UI is actually the same transparency as in the game, and I got really close. Like, for example, if I want to darken the background and I have this if loop here, this is drawing a world quad that is making it dark, and this is drawing a UI quad that is making it dark, and they look exactly the same color, the same rendering option. If I were to turn on the game and turn off the UI quad, this is what it looks like. Excuse me. Almost no difference. You see that? Did you see a difference? The only thing that changed was the bloom here. That looks a bit different now. But that's essentially... It looks essentially the same. Blurred box. Yes, sir. I made a blurred box just to test if it works. And so this... It's essentially the same. Which makes me really happy. That's nice. So yeah. Ultimately, I managed to get it to work, guys. So now we just have to fix... Sorry. We just have to fix a small little bug. And then we can finally work on this menu, which is actually supposed to be the hero selection menu when you reach a certain level in the game or a certain round in the game. Now, I noticed that... Sorry about this, guys, but I need to get some water really quickly, okay? Give me a second. Why is this feed cut? That's just how it is, you know, in the game. That's just how they are drawn. Excuse me. I need water. I forgot to get myself some water. Anyways, so yeah. Is the Cakez hand rubbing emote gone or am I blind? It's Cakez7 rub. Should be Cakez7 rub.
Hello.
Wait, is it actually gone? Why? That's odd. Let me find that. I'm gonna get very close. What are you gonna do?
How do I get
Wait,
this
it is
done,
there.
man? Huh?
Oh, rub 2 is there, but
I
not
can't
rub.
dodge.
I see. Oh, I see. Should I rename this to rub? I can't rename in here, can I? Wait, rub is still there. But wait, which one is better, guys? Wait, I can add this here, can I not? Slot assignment? Tier 119 open slots? That's not true. Can I not assign this to animated emotes? That's odd. So bad. You know what? I need water. I need water. Excuse me. Okay, guys, here's how it's gonna go. I'm going to ignore this for now. Not today. Here's how this is gonna go. We're going to fix the screen issue. AKA, if I do this, borderless, and switch display to 1. You can't see it right now, but this is what it looks like. It switches to the other screen, but this small. So we need to fix that. I'm going to quickly fix this issue. Then we are going to complete the menu in blazing fast speed, programming speed. And then we can finally relax, because I wanted to have this done yesterday. So we're gonna do this today. Okay? Blazing fast. Insane programming speed today. Okay? Insane. you need to make sure that you don't blink. Because if you blink, you will miss something very important. Okay? Platform, move, window. Excuse me. Platform, move, window. There you go. Wait. It moves the window using what size? No size at all. And then if I set this to windowed, just Raymarch it, bro. I have a function for this, don't I? Switch window mode. There we go. That's what it should be called. Not platform move window. If I have the different monitor, what does switch window mode mean? It switches the mode of the window, right? So full screen is this. Boom. Platform move window. Okay, so it needs to take in the size here as well. Maybe that works already.
And then go wagon.
Wait, that should be the full screen size if it's... Hey, my man Zent, good morning. Wait. It needs to be the size, so... It's difficult to say what size this is going to be. Because borderless doesn't change the size. So wait, okay, fine. How about we debug this? If I start the game, right? It starts on the other monitor. Now I'm going to type in display 2. Boom. Now, okay, it finds the chosen monitor. It's a different one. It is this monitor 1 now. Wait, 1? Yeah, the left one. Display 2. Then that monitor, let's see, has a size. Okay, and depending on the size, or depending on the mode, but moving the window, right? Border rec, boom, boom, boom. Okay. But then, wait. I think I know what it is. Excuse me. My God! Excuse me, goodness. Sorry. Oh, if I supply a size of nothing, then no size. Is that actually... Does no size mean... Okay. Platform add borders. How does that work? Window style. Previous window placement. There you go. That's the important part here. The previous window placement. Set window placement. This is where it's at, guys. And the previous window placement is a window placement thing that takes in a length flags position, normal position. Yep.
Hello.
Hey, my man Lolboy, good morning. Sorry about this, guys. I need to, like, blow my nose. Give me a second. My God! Is that annoying? then you guys can't even see. Let me make you guys see really quickly, okay? So you guys can actually see. Good morning, Cakez. Did you fix the blending issue? Yes. I'll show you in a second when I'm done with this error. Okay? Because I want to make huge progress today. Huge progress. It's not gonna be much interaction until I'm done, and then we can do some really cool stuff. I just... You ignore us all anyways? Wrong. Totally wrong. Wrong, delusional, and I don't know where that's coming from. Totally not right. Okay, so this basically adds borders. Set window placement. I don't know what that means. I guess it stores the previous placement of the window, right? And then platform full screen borderless gets the window placement. Shouldn't I just call this function here? Get window placement. Excuse me. This is so confusing because I store the previous position with this, which makes sense. Hello Inukai, my man, good morning. Moist enjoyable clown show. Yeah, sure. You're wrong. So it's this previous window placement. Well, what I'm trying to fix right now is when I... Can I even choose? No. Essentially, when I change my display, even though it should be borderless, it is this small. And that's happening because I call the platform move window function with a size of 0. And therefore it's no longer big, which is a bit odd. So I start the game here, move it to display 1. Move it to display 1, boom, and then it calls it with a size of 0. And then I don't know whether it supplies the no size. But shouldn't no size mean don't change the size? And if it's not changing the size... But I do have a size now. Oh, I see. Because of the border. I get it now. But it's still an issue with window mode or not. So, okay. Int, or what is this? Flags? What does it want? This? Is it a D word? It's an int, okay. Int flags is, do we have size? 0. Otherwise, SWP no size. Now that makes it so that the window will not move. Okay, that's fixed. Or the window will not change size if I call this without size. Awesome. Now, however, when I toggle this window, right, from, where is that? I think it's down here somewhere. Toggle full screen and add borderless. Yeah, toggle full screen. Actually, toggle full screen. Yeah, full screen is the same thing. Wait, toggle full... let's not talk about toggle full screen, but let's talk about add borders and remove borders. So basically this is toggle, but in 2 functions. It's storing the previous window placement because then it can set the window position, width and height, and yeah, the position properly. Set window placement. Basically, this stores the window placement, and then if it's... Wait, add borders? Wait, what does set window placement do? It sets... Wait, it's called set window placement. It copies this over, right? Wait, but what is get window placement then? Wait, set window placement? And I need to read up on this. Let's see. All right, let's see here. Set window placement. Set window placement sets... Oh, wait. Sets the show state and the restored, minimized, or maximized positions of the set specified window. Okay. Handle to the window. Window placement structure that specifies the new show state. The new show state, okay. Not sure what that means. And then get window placement. Get window placement function. Excuse me, guys. Retrieves the show state and the stored minimized positions of the window. So this is getting it and the other one is setting it. Not sure what that means. Because then we still call a set window position here. With all of this stuff. It's getting it here. Monitor default. Full screen monitor default. Top primary. Monitor from window. Set window placement, it just sets the placement in the window properties. You need to call set window position actually events in the window proc, which refreshes the window with the actual style. Yeah, this, right? Remove the overlapped. Set window long. This is so confusing. There's so many different things. Why can't it just be set the window position and I'm done? Can't I just call this all the time? Do I even need this? Like, can't I just call this? That's what I'm thinking, right? If I say, okay, I want to make this borderless, well... I get the window style. And I just set the position to this. Well, okay, well, it needs to get a monitor, right? And MI is, I get from here. But what does this monitor default, what does this mean? What is that thing? Returns a handle to the primary display. That's wrong. I don't want the primary display. I want the... What is this? What is this thing? Monitor... Wait, no. Nearest, bro. Monitor from point. Returns a handle to the display monitor that is nearest to the point. Ah, that's what I want. In this case, actually. I just got lucky here, so that would be nearest. I want the nearest monitor based on which placement, where the window is, I guess, right? So that's what I want. And why would I need the window placement here? I think this is totally useless. You need the window placement to restore the window? But I don't think I need to do that. Because I have the window style. So if I want to make it full screen borderless, I need to keep the previous window placement. Okay. But then I'm confused. Because I move the window here. Let me see. Switch window mode, I see. So I guess I would probably have to move the window here first. And then switch the window mode, right? First move the window and then switch the mode. Because if I switch the mode to borderless, it stores the wrong position. I think that's the issue. Move the window to the chosen monitor. But that should be done, and then I'd switch the mode, right, if that changed. Windows is such a dumb API that I don't even remember the last window size when going full screen. I see, so whenever I go full screen, or... I see, so I need to store the previous position. The previous thing. But it doesn't really, like... To be honest, I don't need that. I think. But okay. We move the window to the chosen monitor here. And then this is the switch window mode. So we're getting there. We're getting there. It's close, but almost there. So, okay, fine. Get window placement. I toggle the border. His previous window placement. Boom. I think I might have fixed it already. Think I might have fixed it. Just save the window placement on change. Let's see. It might still behave weirdly. Let's see here. Okay, so it moves over to display 2. Display 1. Works. Windowed is on this here. Stores the actual position. Now I move it. I said borderless. I said windowed is in the same position. Now I move it over here. And I set display 2. And it is already on display 2. Set it to display 1. Yeah. Set it to display 2. It moves it over here. Yeah. It's fine. I mean, this is okay. Move it to display 1. Move it to display 2. Make it borderless. Make it windowed. Stores it like this. That's fine. I think that's fine. Moving it to a certain display. I mean, I might as well do it like this. But yeah. I think I'm happy with this. That's good enough. At least display 1 and 2 work when on full screen borderless. The tragedy of yesterday made you grow as a programmer and you are finally reading docs. I finally want to get over with this shit. So, this is basically for those of you keep moving the window around. This is basically what I did yesterday off stream. I managed to do it. This is the final result. We can change the bloom to make the glow more intense or less intense. I now have bloom in the UI and the UI is properly blended. To the point where it is good enough. It is not perfect, but good enough. You managed to make exclusive full screen as well. I think I managed to do it, yes. Might not have done it, but maybe I have. So it is full screen. It will go black for you, but for me it is instant. And then I can still switch monitors. Windowed. I think I have it. Might not. I can't really tell if it's exclusive full screen or not. But essentially, now that I have this tech done, right? All of this tech.
Guys, it is time. The destiny has arrived. We can't do it now.
Which means we can open up this coding thing here. And we can finally do something. Where is this? We can open up that game thing here. And so over here, we darken the background using, obviously, the UI. Boom. Is this UI? Yes. That's the first thing. Boom. It's like what? It's the light. Walk into the light. What's bright? White square, the center. This is just a debug thing. Here. I think it's this. And, oh yeah, by the way, I tried out different blending factors for the blending mode of bloom. So what I figured out was in the renderer, right? When I do the final bloom thing, now the white square is gone. When I do the final bloom thing, right? At the very bottom, when I draw bloom, I enable dev testing so I don't draw over those sprites here. So bloom is only behind them. But then I set the blend factor here. Okay. Oh yeah, by the way, and I achieved the bloom in the shader by basically drawing in modes like 0, 1, and 2. It's essentially just 0 is game plus bloom, 1 is UI, and 2 is UI bloom. Essentially, but that's beside the point. Yeah, well, that can go away now. I managed to find 2 blending modes for the final draw call in bloom. Obo, thank you very much for following. So that's supposed to be a bit thing. That look kind of decent. So this is the number 2 is the one I chose ultimately, but you know, this is number 1. They look almost exactly the same. However, the bloom here in the middle seems to be much brighter. This part in the middle here. And oops, I don't think I have maximum bloom. It's almost exactly the same, so it's not really much of a difference. But I noticed that this one right here is a little bit brighter. You can't really tell, right? Actually, I think it's almost exactly the same, to be honest. Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, those 2, I'll still decide on which one I pick. But that's not what we want to do today. Choose hero. Choose hero glow. That's what we want to work on today. So, now I have a list of unlockable heroes, right? And I suppose we have the correct modal. Unlock hero modal is pushed. I want to click on a hero. Or, let's first, now we can do our balloons thing. Let's see, YouTube, video, recordings, balloons, new gameplay. Here we go, somewhere here. Where is it? It's gotta be here somewhere, right? Here. Okay, so I wonder how this works. Please click on one. Aha, so you can just click on them and then it draws the selection over them. Okay. And the animation for this is, how's it done? Let's slow this down. Should happen when he kills them. Boom. Level up. Boom. Then you click on it. I think you have to click on it. Yeah, you click on it. And then this moves up here. This moves up here and this just zooms in. Okay. I wanted to do an animation similar to this. You know, that should be simple to do. So we have like a static float timer, which by default is 0. And then every single thing here is no longer a const. Can no longer be a const. Needs to be multiplied by that t value, or timer. Actually, t, I guess. So float t is ease out back timer. And then we multiply that by t. Oh yeah, this is supposed to be a vector too. And so what I want to do here is timer is the minimum of 1 and timer plus delta time. Times like, I don't know, 2 or something. Now that's a 0.5 second animation. Oh yeah, and this is 0.0f and 0.0f. So the engine knows... Aha, interesting. Let's see how that looks. Didn't I build? Hä? Am I stupid? Didn't I build? Hä? Lol. I mean, that's not bad, right? They kind of like show up. Let's make the delta time 0.5, right? And but I try tabbing out, then you will know for the exclusive full screen. That's so fast, and they don't change size. That's interesting. Ah, I see. I know why. When we draw the sprite... Wait, no. We draw the... sprite here. Idle sprite size times 2. Times t. There we go. Okay, so that would be the size now. And then the glow... I wonder, is there something selected by default? This thing is really laggy. I don't know why. For some reason. This is so laggy. I couldn't see it now. Because it just lagged. Click. Okay, so one thing is there by default. If I take a look. Again. Okay, there it is. It's gonna show up now. Come on. Bloop. This has got to be an animation, right? I think they animated that. Interesting. Really cool. Yeah. Click. Click on it. Come on. Aha. Interesting. So they zoom, the entire thing gets zoomed in. Huh, I wonder how they do that. Very interesting. And there's another T here. That's bad. So I would call this, I guess... how do we call this, guys? NMT? Animation timer? Animation timer? NMT? Maybe this? Guys, good morning. I will quickly do the menu that I wanted to do yesterday, and then we can hang out, right? Game's working, interesting? Of course it's working. I said till 1 AM to fix this shit. We multiply this size by the animation. There you go. TCAP would not approve of shortening variable names. Who cares? Alright, let's see. There is an error here. Looks like. Yeah. Let's take a look at how that zooms in. I'm gonna make the timer small enough so we could... Okay. Interesting. That's some interesting stuff here. Oh. Yeah. You know what? I just want to make this window a bit smaller so we can see this. Let's see that animation again. I don't like it. Like, how about this? Vec2 of... This is the hero rect size, right? I don't want that to change. If anything, I want the padding to change. So how about we say, okay, well, it's always going to be at least 40 by, I suppose, 60, right? But then we scale the second one, which is 24 by 0. Right, so we have that, and then the padding, it's no longer const. The padding is a minimum of 10 plus 20 times NMT. So then we have like a minimum thing that where they like hopefully. Yeah, and let's make this 0.25 so we can see this much better, or maybe 0.1. Just came here, the glow is gorgeous. Thank you, man. Thank you so much. I spent a lot of time on this. Okay, let's make this 0.1 so I can actually see what's going on. Because I think the glow is in the wrong location. No, the glow is just not scaled. The glow is not scaled, yeah, because it's not scaled here. Yeah, this one is scaled, it looks like. Or is it? That should be scaled. But this one is not scaled. So, sprite, choose hero glow is get sprite, choose hero glow. There we go. And again, guys, I want to apologize for yesterday. It wasn't a good stream. I wasn't having much fun. I should have quit earlier. Okay. Now the animation looks good enough, I think. Maybe it should have a minimum size, right? So like, for example, we could say, okay, well, I want half the size to be there. Sorry for not quitting, sounds strange. Nah, like I was not having fun, you know. I was not having, I was not putting out good energy, you know. It wasn't a good stream. But today we will make big progress. We will, wir holen das von gestern wieder auf. Ich schwöre. Vertrau mir. What's up? Okay, bro. Hello, Cupertino. It was more fun than your React content? I don't think so, bro. Seeing a broken man? I don't believe that. Alright, so the idea would be, if we take the choose hero size, we divide that by 4, and then we add choose hero size. You know what? How about we just call this sprite size? Choose hero glow.size. Right, now we have the sprite size. I'm gonna have sprite size divided by 2 plus sprite size divided by 2 times the animation. Now we scale from half. Huh? They shouldn't start that small. Did I do a mistake here? Am I blind? Spreche kein Deutsch. Was bedeutet das? Hä?
Gotcha, bitch.
Swords Rebel, thank you very much for following. You called it, you got your head stuck in. I called it a win. I call it a win. The yelling and raging is due to brain deficiency, which is a known fact in A. Shut up. Cakez is off. Add videos about toddler tripping over. Do they enjoy it? Of course not. But it doesn't mean that it's not fun to watch. Yeah, but it was more sad than like angry. I have something big planned for today, guys. I have something big planned for today, boys. Okay? Okay? Huh? Shouldn't this be like... Oh wait, that's the glow. I'm a stupid idiot. That's actually the glow. I was looking at the sprites and was like, hey, what? This is the idle sprite that I'm talking about. So essentially what I want to do here for the size of this thing, basically the same as the other one. We take the vec2 sprite size, which is idle sprite.size, and then we say, okay, well, sprite size. You know, and this is also the reason why Stardew Valley is playing right now, is because I want to get inspired by this guy, okay? You guys think my game will take 7 years? Absolutely not! Okay, just wait. My wife just interrupted me, my flow. So all fault. Bitch! Okay. That makes no sense. Absolutely does not make any sense. Sprite size plus sprite size. Maybe that. Ooh, I know what the problem is. The clamor here. We can't clamor in this case. We should not clamor. Those guys are huge. All right, that's it. This is it. 7 years I mean to for them. No, just wait. Just wait. Oh, there we go. Oh, wait. There we go. So basically this is sprite size. Oops, what the fuck did I do here? Interesting. There we go. Now it's starting to look kinda like Bloons-ish, right? But with my own spin. Cool. Now that we have this animation, we can speed it up. To make it look good. The speed up would happen here. I wonder if it's 0.5 or 0.25. But this is essentially the idea. Watch. Wait, it's that slow? Wait, no, times 2. Sorry, not 0.5. What do you guys think? Is it a bit too fast? Should I use delta time? I think it's too slow. Maybe 1.5. It has to, the entire animation has to happen in this duration. But maybe 0.5 is good. Maybe I have to do 2. So we eliminate the, you know, the thing here. Yeah, I think this is good enough. All right, now that we have this, right, we need to work on actually choosing a hero. Whenever I click with the mouse, I want to choose the hero and then display some text that is associated with that hero. All right, so for example, that as I've already added this static here, which is this thing, the chosen hero index. The thing is, if it's a static, right, I need to make sure that I clear this every time I leave this window, right? I have this here, if it's the same as the chosen hero index. But now we need to do left clicks. We want to do the glow, But we want to do more, right? It's not chosen yet. So essentially, I want to swap this with this if check here. Actually, let's call it double glow. Like this. Double glow. So we draw on top. Wait, the content is already there, right? So we don't need to increase the layer here. Double glow. We draw the first glow and the second glow. And then we draw the sprite on top there. Boom. Wait, the content has a layer of 1, which... I have a layer problem right now. I think. Eh? Why is it completely gone? I'm confused. So I do +1. And I do -1. I do +2, -2. Ah! No, wait. I should always draw the sprite. Of course. Right? I think it makes no difference whether I draw the sprite first or not. This should work. Should be using delta 10 on every variable assignment. Yeah. Alright, now we have this. The sprite appears. How do we check whether if key pressed this frame, key left mouse, then if we have the left mouse key, hello there, Frog Boy on YouTube. Then I want to set the chosen hero index to the choice index. I think we just keep it, to be honest. I think it's actually that simple. It doesn't matter. If it's the same, it just keeps the selection from the previous one. Oh yeah, I mean, if I press the left mouse and point in rect. Rect center. I think I want a rect center, right? Because we have a choice. Choice position. Wait a minute. Wait, the rect is here, right? So that would be input, world, mouse position, world. And the rectangle would be the choice position and the choice size. There we go. If it's in the choice and we click the left mouse, then also for debug reasons, draw UI coord. I want to draw the choice position with the choice size in red. Just to debug this really quickly. Where is the rectangle actually? I thought so. I think these rectangles are... Okay, well, let's do choice size -2. Make it a bit smaller. No more blending today. Blending is done. I'll show you. Wow. -4. They bleed on top of each other for some reason. It looks like. Still. Wait a minute. Choice size. Oh! It's not a choice size. It's hero rect size. Sorry about this. So hero. Hero rect size. Okay. Choice size. I need to probably get rid of this constant. How does this look? Haha. Guys, do you think that this rectangle is a little bit too small? Because I can click between the two and it doesn't change. Or is it fine? Now we can select the hero. It's fine. Fine, we'll keep it like this. The effect's too small. The effect's not too small. Watch. The effect is absolutely not too small. You just think it's too small because of the red box. It's not too small. Alright, next. Now that we have this done. And the reason why this gets so crazy bright is because of the bloom. I have it on 2, but if I have it like normal, it looks more natural, right? I usually like bloom 1 somewhere here is good. You have to be so bad if you miss. I mean, even if you miss, you could still click on something else, right? It's fine. Alright, so now that we can select the hero, right? Let's see. Now that we can select, I want to draw. Oh, I have an idea. Content, yeah. Darken background first, yeah. And then these are the overlays. Slash. Yeah, overlays. It's basically like the do pause menu. Do pause label. Let's just do the pause label here for a second. I'm not gonna do the pause label. I just want to see how it looks. Paused. Okay. Guys, we could take this and then now this looks awfully similar to blooms. Yeah. But I don't think that's a big problem. Instead of doing the pause label, we can draw. We can draw the sprite here. Yoink again. Shh, 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 shh. You don't know what you're talking about, bro. You don't know what you're talking about. Nobody has to know. Exactly. Material dot color and set that to, I don't even know, green. Should I put it to green? I think it is 20, right? Why select 4? I forgot how it works on balloons. No, it doesn't. It doesn't have to be 4 actually. It's probably going to be... Oh yeah, I forgot to make it centered as well. It doesn't have to be 4. I just have 4 right now for debugging purposes. But it will be... It can also be less. Render options is centered. And then I want to outline the text. And maybe I want to have a font size of 1.5. Let's see how that looks. Did we fix Bloom? Yes, we did. I'll show you in a second. Choose a hero. And at this point, I think it's time that we increase the layer by at least 5. Oh, UI change layer. Guys, I saw change. I saw Travis Roman streaming yesterday. Has any one of you watched him? I didn't manage to catch him or to go on because I had to go to sleep, but I saw he went online. Let's see. All right, so now everything except for those two buttons. Okay. Except for those two buttons. All right. Choose a hero. Is this too big? Travis Roman. A Vulkan engine developer. What should I use? Frame time or delta time? Delta time.
Gotcha, bitch.
That is a question that needs further explanation since you don't seem to know the difference between frame time and delta time. So I guess I'll explain that really quickly. Right, so let's say you have a renderer. You have a renderer and you have your window. These are two things. Same shit? It's not. It's not. And then you have your game. These are three different logical units. I think what ultimately needs to be told here is that while yes, you can, you know, the frame time can be the same as the the delta time, right? That can be the case. Let me see here. Put that to the left a little bit more. While this can be the case, right? Let me put this here. The frame time refers to the game's updating and sends data over to the renderer. So basically the game updates and sends data. Update, send, render, data, right? That's what the game would do to the renderer. Now the renderer then renders the frame and blitz it to the window, right? Render / blit. Blit is called, it draws a new picture on your window. That's what the renderer does, right? It takes in this data, does shit, and then renders, aka blitz that stuff to the window. And then the window just shows this, right? And that is usually what you call frame time. That's usually what you call frame time. Okay. Now delta time can be the same as the frame time, can be, if you just let your game run this way. But what you can do is also, if this loop is very fast, like loop is very fast, if the loop is very fast, if loop is very fast, so like for example 1200 FPS, then you could say, oh well, cool, my game runs really fast, but I only want to update my game in a fixed update. I only want to update my game, let's say, once every 60 seconds. Or like Unity, in Unity that would be once every, I think, 50 seconds, right? That would be Unity. I don't know about other engines. And so what you would do then is the render data is still sent to the renderer every frame. It's still blitzed to the window every frame or every like as fast as it can, essentially. But the game only updates at a fixed delta time. Sorry about that. At a fixed delta... No, that's not actually what I wanted. Sorry. This. At a fixed delta time of... Let's put a text here. 1 divided by 60. Or 1 divided by 50. Okay? That is what they call a fixed time step. And that fixed time step is then different than the frame time. Because the frame time can be as small as it is. Like, that's essentially 1 divided by 1200, right? That's what the frame time would be. 1 divided by 1200. Okay? So that is the... Oh, maybe I should have done this green. Like 1 divided by 1200, right? And so your question is whether you should use the fixed time step or the unlocked time step, essentially, how fast it can be. And usually when you do physics, you want to use a fixed time step, because the faster your game runs, the smaller the time step gets, the more expensive the physics gets. The physics is expensive, especially in 3D games, and so you have to be careful not to call it too often. And there's other issues too, but that's essentially the difference. Now you can make your own decision on what you want to use. But in the beginning, it's easy to use frame time instead of delta time. But maybe delta time makes sense for you. You should experiment with the two and then experience some bugs. And then maybe you see the bugs and you're like, oh, now he's even more confused. No, I think it makes sense. Like basically the delta time, what you choose to do here with the fixed update, you only update your simulation, like your physics, moving characters, I don't know, falling trees down, whatever. You like basically everything that has to do with like game logic, right? You only update that at a fixed rate. Then the delta time is different. Okay, it is right down here. This is not the same. Rich, thank you very much for following. And a HDMZ as well. Hopefully that helped you, Frog Boy. If you're still there. He asked this 10 minutes ago. I think he left. He's not in participants anymore. It is how it is. Now, that's the idea. Let's go back to this. Right. So what we were working on is selecting a hero and then displaying some information about the hero. That means we have to change the data for each hero that makes the hero what it is. Do I want to have like want to have that disconnected from the entity? So essentially what I need right now is basically like a string ID, right? String ID, like a description, right? Description string ID. Or basically a description string ID. And that string ID would basically be there what the hero is, just like a balloons here, right? Track shooter shoots a short range value of sharp tracks in 8 direction, right? Cold monkey, I don't know what this guy is called. And so I need to have a name for each hero and their description. So basically we need to have 2 string IDs. String ID or name string. String ID name. Or like name and description, I guess. 2 string IDs. And I could put this on the entity, but it makes the entity bigger. Doesn't matter if it's here or not. A short is a short. Oh, I see. You're talking about this guy. I thought you guys would actually engage with what I'm doing. But no. Oh, this guy making fun again.
Do you fucking realize that I am doing this because I want to teach people, help people out to make games, especially in C++? You dumbo? Huh?
Teach me, daddy. That's why I made a tutorial on YouTube.
Again!
Just like...
Fucking dodge!
Oh my god!
Tell me. This is bugged.
Yeah. 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 Oh no. No. I'm not falling down again, guys.
Cakez, you're like Quinn69 giving advice on LOL, iron takes. You're wrong. You're wrong. It's not like I've been programming for like 2 weeks and I try to give advice to people. It's been over 4 years now. You're wrong. And just wait until my game released. You will all shut up. You know, everyone's saying that my advice doesn't hold true. Just wait. Wait until my game is released. I'm not Iron 2 C++, you're wrong. I'm literally Diamond. Minimum. I'm Diamond or Masters. Alright, I guess I will put it here. It was a steady climb. True. Pick some sugar to soothe the nerves. It was a steady climb. True. 4 years of mediocre coding does not make an expert. Just wait. Wait until my game's released. You guys will all shut up. Okay. Alright, now. Bloop. Awesome. Looks nice. We can choose this. By the way, for those of you who didn't catch it in the beginning, I managed to fix Bloom on the UI and I managed to fix the UI. I now have Bloom, transparency, and in the UI and in the game. And we can... yeah, I mean, this is currently on top, right? Which is bad, but you're not supposed to choose options here. But yeah. We can change the bloom levels using options. Looks good now. Thank you. Yeah, I think I managed to make it as good as possible as I can with my current setup. So now what we have to do is basically work on fixing everything and cleaning up. So for example, calculate correct position, middle. We can get rid of the middle here. We don't need that anymore. And... now these two buttons still show up. They shouldn't show up, and it should also make me like an invisible button at the top here. Invisible button to disable clicks. And then also what I need to do is paused is true. And it looks like this paused thing is only happening further down. There's like a variable. Level state paused, I see. Should be called level state paused then, not paused. Fine. Level state paused. Because when this happens, the level should pause, right? Eh? Pause. Is paused, I see. I given a good grade on C with classes, or I guess C with some functions and structures. There we go. Now it's... okay, to do this doesn't work. Not sure why. All right, let's pretend this works, right? Because I don't want to do this right now. Invisible button to disable clicks. So, do button invisible. That would be world size. Wait, how about we do a menu template? Do menu. No, not do. Template. No, underscore temp. Draw menu template. I say I should. It's called draw menu template. Let's check this function. Can I not go there? Yeah, we can. It does an invisible button like this. Okay. Essentially, we just want to do the button to disable the clicks. And no ignore region. There we go, invisible button. Next. It looks like we have to increase the layer even further, but let's see. Do options button. No, it's not that. Let me think. I really like that to do a comment. Yeah, that's a good idea, right? Let me check and think really quickly. It's not a options button, but it's hero list. Hero list. No? Hero list. There we go. And here on the hero list, I have an options button. It's all 5. Green arrow, -5. Background, content, green arrow, draw unit, draw sprite, hero list offset, spawn hero, selected hero, health globe. Now that's the Diablo bar. We can get rid of that. Don't have to take a look at this. Aha. That's some bullshit. Show hero bar. I know that the options button is here. I must have missed that. It's gotta be a do button. Do button invisible. Not that. Do button invisible, skill bar center. Background button to disable clicks. Okay. Do button, draw ability with socket. Green arrow. Green arrow. Okay, well, assets, button, options. Yeah, sprite button options. Okay, sprite button options. Wait, I have this only once? Do options button? Main menu? Town? Hey, where is this button? Right. Round display. Gold display. No. Seats. Let me find this. Bro! You kidding me, bro? Heading. Heading name. No. Do choice. Brother! I can't believe this. I can't believe this. Like, I can't find this. I'm getting triggered already. Update level. No, we're not getting triggered because then we do terrible coding. We can't do this. There it is. Draw level on top. Hearts. Seats. Spawn count. Rounds. Where is the fucking button? Where is this button? I can't believe this. Huh? Game. Wait. I know. Push. Modal. Options menu. Options button. Button cork? It's a cork button? Where is that? In the speed buttons and level state. Oh, this is so bad. This is so bad. Yeah, so this is why I want to get rid of these dog shit level states. Because these buttons should always be there. Right? So let's get rid of this right now. Goodbye. These are modals. Draw level info on top. There we go. See, draw level info on top. And then these are the buttons that are always there. And by the way, Push, my man, if you're here, thank you so much for the Vim thing. I wonder if I can just do this. Let's see. Should still be able to do that, right? Don't see any difference. Not sure why it doesn't show me a speed up button, but maybe that's because we are not in the correct level state. But that could be done with a Boolean, right? That's fine. Cake struggling to find his cock. Yes. It's really pissing me off sometimes, yeah. Curly braces should be on another line. Why? Because it behaves exactly the same as with local scopes. In my opinion, a local scope should be... You don't do a local scope like this, right? You can't. So a local scope, in my opinion, a curly brace and an if statement creates a new local scope, should behave exactly the same. You have the heading here, like the comment, and then you have the local scope opening up down. Behaves exactly the same. I keep that consistent. All right, now, this cork button here, push modal options menu, I wanted to see. So they draw on 5 here, it looks like. Okay. Okay. Vertical space. Who cares about vertical space? Good song. Good song, brother. Good song. Really good song, bro. Very nice. Alright. Draw level info on top. More dials. Boom. So that means we have to take and make... We have to draw the modals 10 pixels up. Cakes, thank you. Oh, this from you, Verit. Yeah, good song, bro. Really nice. I like it. Alright, now it should be... Everything should be behind and I can't click on anything other than on those heroes. That's really important. I don't know why the level is still running, but that's what we have. There we go. And now that we can click on them, we need to display the name and the description of the hero. So, in order to do that, we need to create hero names. Guys, I need your help. What should this hero be named? We need a name for the hero. What is this hero name? If you want to participate... Maybe we can do it like this. You guys, give me a hero name. Kevin, Carl, Dees, Cake Ball, Santa. Or because of the hat, Quinn. Hey guys. Inuka's grandma, Hattie, Ranger. I have a question for you guys. A simple drawing question for you. Right? It's something on my mind that's been on my mind for a while. Let me show you what I mean. So, you know we have these different oranges, right? And you also know that this guy right here is basically like the first unit to have all of the items completed for him, right? He has essentially, except for weapons, except for equipment, he has all of the items unlocked. Now, what does that mean? Let's mark this here. I always need a lot of preparation. Let's see. Load. Now, that song is not that great. Load game. We don't have a save stage. Upgrade the first weapons of each hero. Let me see. It's gotta be a debug thing. Unlock all weapons for the defender. Guys, should I add a console to the game at some point so I can debug the game a little bit better while the game's running? And then the console has all of these commands plus functions. I mean, we could watch Tcape's video. The hero is short. I think he should be called Tyler 1. No. So essentially what I need to do is weapon upgrades on... hero weapon upgrades, item upgrades, hero count. Weapon upgrades on hero defender. That would be item upgrades. Right, and then for... What do we have here? Item upgrades has choices. My god. Int I is 0, I is less than max item upgrades, I plus plus. I just want to make a really quick loop. Then we get the item choice out of the hero weapon upgrades. This is just for the defender. On I. And then we do another for loop because the choice has 3 choices. Right? So int j is 0. J is less than max item choices. No, not upgrades, but choices. J plus plus. And I know this goes against what I said yesterday, but I just want to write this really quickly and be done with it. Because it's more important what this actually means. But item choices. Item. This is an item. Item choice on J. I guess it's called items, right? So now we have the item, then we can do save state unlocked items on item is true. So basically this unlocks all of the items for the defender. Boom. Programming Minecraft in J after. Wizard. Now that we have this, I can restart the game and the defender should have all of the items. So here's where the question comes in, right? Well, I can't click on this. So let's mark this as B, switch back to A and then do false. So we disable this menu. Now here's where the interesting part comes in. Okay, you can see this unit has basically nothing on him. He's naked, right? He just has a weapon and nothing else. Now, if we take a look at all of the other characters, this ranger has a... It's basically, this used to be green, but I made it red for Christmas. Basically a Christmas hat. This mage looks really cool, right? He looks awesome. He has a wizard hat and he has a wizard robe. Now my question is the following. This is what I can do with the defender. Watch this. Oh, I didn't unlock equipment. Fuck. Wait. Armor choice and unlocked items on item 2 is also true. Yeah, I needed to do that too. Who drew that mage? I drew that mage. Actually, who drew the mage? I don't know if I drew the mage. I think I did. Alright, let me show you. Now I can actually show you. Huh? Wait, actually I can't. Huh? Oh. Huh? See, when I call one thing hero weapon upgrades... No, wait. Weapon upgrades, armor upgrades. Gotta be armor upgrades, right? I see. I get it now. See, like when I call one thing weapon upgrades and the other thing is called what? Equipment upgrades. Fucking hell, man. How about I call it armor upgrades, bro? Stupid. Hero armor upgrades. There we go. Let's change that down here. It's a better name. And it's down here as well. Maybe there was a dumb change. I'm gonna change that. I'm changing it. Fine. Fuck. No. Not listening to this. Sorry, guys. I hate that shit. Hate that. Absolutely. You will not make me listen to this shit. Absolutely not. No. No. It's totally not my type of song. Nope. There we go. Okay. Quickly fix that. So to finally get to the question that I actually wanted to ask. I think I have to test around with this, but essentially this is what I can do with my defender. If I have all of the items unlocked. You see how he starts naked, right? And now watch what happens as I give him more equipment. Right? We can do this with multiple defenders, right? For example, I choose to use this one right here. Now he has eine Augenklappe in English. Okay? This guy can get a helmet. Okay. Now watch this. I have a shield here. Bloop. Now he has a shield. See that? And I can choose to give this guy an amulet that has no effect. No visual effect. Right? You see what happens? You mean an eye clap? Yeah, I don't know what that's called in English, but I guess eye clap. And now this guy can also get this helmet here. Boom. Right, and this guy chooses to be more like a barbarian. Eye patch. And now this guy is like, okay, wait. I want to go for maximum bleed damage. I get myself this. While this guy is like, okay, I want to be a big dick armor guy. And now he has a shield. You see this? And so what I mean by this is I can choose different weapons and armor pieces to make them look cooler. And I've done this for the defender already, right? They can get crazy cool items and equipment. However, helmets are pretty big. Yeah, but why not, right? Big swords. If I already start out with items equipped on the units, it is difficult to draw, let's say, for example, if we were to take this guy, right? If we were to take this guy, and I want to give him, like, I don't know, let's say some leather helmet. It is difficult to give him a leather helmet on top, because this will always bleed through, right? If this is, like, for example, the leather helmet that I'm envisioning, like, I don't know, maybe like a cap, right? Something like that, right? I want to give him a cap. Baseball caps. I don't know, you know? Look at him. Maybe with something like this. I don't know. Looks so stupid. But you see what I mean? I need to create a base sprite without the Santa hat, right? And then also without the eye patch here. But then this one is essentially the same as this one. So the only difference would be basically the facial expression and their hair. So if I want to give the cleric a helmet, I have to take the hair into account, right? Like a crown would be possible. Something like, I don't know. Let's say we have a crown here. I don't know. Or diadem in English, right? Something like that would be possible. Looks kinda ass right now, but you know what I mean, right? Guys, like a crown. I think it would look more like that, actually. I don't know, something like this. Whoever mentioned Tyler 1 earlier, I made me generate a meme that sums up yesterday's stream. Wait, did that question not occur to you before investing time drawing everything? I know you didn't plan much ahead, but this is mad. No, like the game just evolved. In the beginning, like listen bro, in the beginning I had much different characters. I drew so many different characters over the time. It's crazy how many I drew. So like this just stuff is just... Is it a hat or a hair? This is like basically an orange with leaves. But before you drew all the equipment? You mean this equipment here? No, this is how I want it to be now. You know, with the helmets and where's that? Yeah, these are the shields and helmets for the defender. It's right here. Right? I really like Juicy Gandalf. Yeah, so what will we do with Gandalf? I guess we just give him... We just give him a rope, and the rope has to change. I think the rope has to stay on Gandalf because I'll show you. He needs fancy staffs. Yeah, staves are like weapons. I have one stave already, which is this. We just didn't draw more. Yeah, but before you draw the equipment, yeah, for one defender. So I think it would be cool. Different colored wizards. Wizard ropes, and then maybe like glowing, I don't know, not glowing, but yeah, the rope can change, but I can unequip the hat from the wizard and give him like an old leaf or something to make it look like he's old. Yeah, and then the hat could be something equipment, but the rope has to stay on the wizard. The reason why the rope has to stay on the wizard is because if you take a look at this selection here, the box is 6 pixels tall. And if I move this selection over here, you can see that the rope is actually 7 pixels tall. So the rope basically bleeds in and out a pixel. And the way I programmed in the equipment on the units is I individually move this together with the body. If the body moves one down, this one moves one down as well. Plop. Blop, blop, blop. That's essentially how I do it. That's what it looks like. The unit is like a little bit animated, right? So I think that's how I'm going to do it, which means the ranger is going to lose his head soon. And yeah, the ranger is going to lose his head, and the mage is also going to lose his head. And then I need to create a different facial expression for each orange. Like, for example, this orange right here has a sexy mouth and eyes, right? This one maybe needs more, I don't know, angry eyes, like something like that. Maybe this one, I think this one is fine, can have the same eyes because he has different eyebrows. That's the idea of the game. So basically, your characters visibly get crazier the more equipment they have, right? You could go for maximum craziness with this. Boom. And then this would be the final weapon, and this guy could have this Demon's Bane thing. You can manage equipment without removing the base rope and head, else the base towers will look boring. No, I don't think so. Because I can give each base tower is his own facial. Like, look at this. This is a different base tower than this. But it's supposed to be that way. The base tower is supposed to look bad because the upgrades are supposed to look cool.
Am I so out of touch? No.
Anonymous is gifting 1 subs to the community.
Oh man, I appreciate it. Trump's your dad. Really is. Where's my $1 million loan, man? I need that. Maybe 2. Because he's a nice guy, right? He would give me 2. We can have a slim base orange. Yeah, so essentially I managed to figure out what we need to do here. This is what we're gonna do. All right. Let's go back to programming this. This could be a function. To do, this could be a console function. I might do gcaps tutorial at some point. Because the console could be a good idea here. Right, let's switch back to this. So what we need to do is change the description of each hero. Let's start with the ranger. Hero ranger. So, hero, description. We need to make a string, guys. Any idea? Hero names and descriptions. String. Guys, name for the ranger. What did you guys say earlier? Tyrone, Hattie, Harry Potter, Jamal, Rizmaster, Clown77, Santa, Quinn, Cakeball, Carl, Kevin. Like, what are you guys? What is that? What are you talking about, bro? Tyrone? You're watching too much Quinn, is that? Like, isn't Tyrone like a Quinn thing? Anita Digital. Okay, so I'm just gonna call it Ranger then. You guys have shitty suggestions? You know what? No, actually. I have an idea. I actually have an idea. Hero names... unit names balloons. Hero... wait. What is a good game as well with ranged units? Unit names... okay, let's start with this. Buccaneer, Dart Monkey. This guy's called Dart Monkey. What about the Sniper Monkey? Sniper. It's called Sniper Monkey. Okay. Maybe it should just be called String Ranger Tangy. Maybe it's just the Ranger Tangy. What do you guys think? Just the Ranger Tangy. Do you have any good other names? Looks good. Ranger, Oranger, Max Range, Tanger, Deadeye. So, like, to give you guys some idea about this unit, right? This unit is going to use elemental attacks. Ice and fire damage. That's what this one is going to use. And so there will be another ranger that uses bleeding, or maybe this guy just gets everything. He gets physical, ice, and fire. Elemental bowfruit. Nah, maybe we just call him Ranger. Ranger Tanger. Avatar Tangy. No, he can do, well, fuck man, it's difficult to say. How about we just call it Ranger Tangy for now? And then description string Ranger Tangy name. And then Ranger Tangy description. I don't know yet, guys. How about this? Right, we keep it like that for now. Why not German's names? It would be cool. Well, Ranger is the same in German. I think. Is it though? Not sure actually. Ranger Tangy. specializes in ranged combat using... I guess we'll make this red. Fire. Blue. Ice. My man. Thank you. Thank you very much, Code Agree. Really appreciate the support, man. Thank you so much.
Code Agree. My man, thank you for $3. Cakez, I have a question for you, since you are a relationship pro. My friend Mike Hawk is in love with my cunt, but can't stand her smelly sister my clitoris. Also, this guy penis is all over my cunt. What recommendations can I give to Mike Hawk?
Thank you, Conan Gray. I appreciate it, bro. Well, you should really take good care of your cork. Okay, of my cork. It's really important that my cork is always in good shape. Okay? If he's down, try to make him feel better. Okay? This guy paid to be funny. This guy paid to be funny. Okay. Specializes in ranged combat using ice. Using fire and ice. Alright. We'll keep this for now. And then, yeah, description would be string. String ranger. Tangy description. And name would be string ranger Tangy name. There we go. We start with the name and then the description. There we go. And now the first one has this, which means here we can display that. Darken background, overlays. This would be only if we choose a selection. So we have the glow here, the second glow. And then name and description. I think it can just be drawn on top, which means draw UI text. That would be hero data dot name at a certain position. That would be world size dot x divided by 2, and then actually world size on y minus, let's say 50. And over here we set a font size of 2 and a material. I think the material comes first, actually. Of color palette 20, I think. That's green. We want to draw this in green. Guys, I told you, we're making big progress today, and we are finishing what I wanted to do yesterday. Big progress means this menu that you see today, gone. Gone! Done! Okay. Next would be this, but instead of minus 50, we do minus 40 or 30. That is the, not the name, but the description. And also I forgot dot render options. I want this to be outlined. Outline. There we go. And then I want this to also be outlined and centered, of course. It has to be here too. But instead of a font size by 2, I want a 1.5 font size. I think 2 might be a bit too much. We'll see. And instead of the name, we want to have the description. Description. There we go, guys. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Nothing is selected yet. Oh, wow. That's a bit big, I have to say. Yeah. Damn, son. Yeah, I mean... That is a bit big. Let's, how about this is 1, and then this is 1.5. And over here, we don't have a material, because I want it to be white. Let's select something. Yeah. I think this is actually not bad. Panel is behind the text. The panel is behind the text. What does that mean? Panel behind the text. Not sure what this guy means. I feel like moving these up by a little bit, giving myself a little bit more space down here. The text, I think, is in a good location, but I want to have a button here that is choose, that says choose. Which means it's a suggestion to place a panel behind the hero name and description. No, no, no. I don't want to do that. Why? Game's looking so dope. Thank you. Thank you to that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, I struggled so much yesterday. Oh my God, the struggle. Oh, yeah. Thank you, man. Happy Cakes, what's up? Hello, Kibule. No, nothing particularly. Guys, I have an idea. I have an actual cool idea. Instead of choose a hero, right, we draw that too. Here. Right. Maybe 10. And this will be 1. And then this will be Tangies. Guys, how would we spell Tangies? This? Like, what is the was ist das? Was ist die Mehrzahl von Tangy? Tangies? Tangy selection, maybe? Choose a hero to unlock. 1.5. That's gotta be 16. Tangy selection. And then boom. Maybe that's a bit... Oh, that's way too small. Yeah, I need other font, guys. Ay. Yeah. Tangies would be a German plural for ein deutsches Wort. That's not even that is good enough. Choose a hero to unlock. I feel like the text is a bit too big. I mean, I can scale it to 0.75, right? But that only works, actually only works because my UI is so big. Guys, I want to test something. No, I don't think that works. I don't think it works. It's the pixel art font, man. Not only your UI is so big. Selection, not section. Oh, thank you. Yes, sir. Of course. Selection! But it doesn't fit anymore then. I guess it kind of fits. You know, kind of fits. All right, we are almost there, guys. Almost there. Now I want to move those a little bit up. They are too centered. I want to move that a little bit higher. I knew this was gonna happen. I'm not even mad. I'm not even mad. Oh, no. Divided by 2. Whoops. Oh, my man. Thank you very much for following, Alberto. Or subscribing on YouTube, Alberto. Alright, let's see. This is better, I think, because it gives me more space. And then I can have... I feel like this is too big. Alright, guys, I'm gonna quickly test something that has to do with rendering, but I'm not gonna touch it. It is literally just a small little test. Load font. This is the size of the font. Right? I wanna see what happens when move the name and description up a bit. Yeah, I will do that. Mr. Real Super Cool. Just wait. Just a second. Okay. Wait a minute. I will do that. 100%. Just wait. Okay. I just need to click do something here. What if we do 24? For science. Just a test. Now, the game will most likely look dog shit. It will most likely look shitty right now. Or the font atlas is no longer 512 should still be good enough. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like shit. You guys can see that FPS now has transparent pixels around it. And down here too. And if I take a look at all of this stuff, it is bigger. You see that? It looks kinda out of place, right? It's to be expected. It is to be expected. But that means if I'm going back into the game here, where I draw a font normally, so for example, display rounds, where's that? Where I say, okay, choose a hero to unlock. This is the normal size of the font. This is what it looks. Obviously it looks atrociously bad, right? And this is what I have as an issue with my pixel art font. If I go, well, what is a multiple of 16? Well, it's 32, right? Well, we can try 32. Maybe you want those hero options to play their idle animation. I don't know what people say or mean by not scaling font. However, it's really pissing me off because now we have a font that is atrociously big, right? This is the normal size of my font. And yeah, I have to say, that's too big, bro. That's too big. So yeah, I think what I need in the future is maybe a second font, or I need to find out a way to not scale font at all. I don't know. 16. Let's go back. This is a problem that I've been dealing with for such a long time. ShaderToy doesn't really help me because ShaderToy uses their own internals and their own like engine thing. It needs to work in my engine in C++ with pixel art font or with like a different type of font, and I still have no clue how to properly do that. It's GLSL, yeah, but their own, like, it's different, bro. Trust me. All right, now we move the Ranger Tangy up a bit. I guess I'll keep it that big. It's fine. It looks a little bit big and over the top, but it doesn't matter. Let's just finish this and be done. Right, choose a hero to unlock. What do we want to do? Well, I want to move that label by our animation T down. And the same holds true for this. I wonder if that even works. Let's see how that looks. So essentially, it is this thing should be animated down now. I mean, almost. And the sprite, of course. No, the sprite is also doing that. Let's see. Is the text moving the same as the sprite? Yeah, looks good. I think it's fine. Okay, now that this is animated, I think this can just appear. It's very cool, but Cakez doesn't trust me. Rizoma, stop. Stop complaining, bro. It's not about trusting you. I've used Shader Toy in the past, okay? It didn't help me at all. It absolutely never helped me in any situation, because even if it worked in Shader Toy and I copied over the exact code into my engine, it wouldn't work, okay? It is different. I have a different setup than Shader Toy, okay, bro? So I would just waste my time. And then to not waste my time, I just won't do it. Won't engage with that. Unfortunately, that's how it is. Okay, now we just need to put that here and then move this up a bit. Minus, let's do 70 and that would be 50 then. Do you have to change it a little? Yes, you have to change it. Yeah, and also you have to understand how they do it and then convert it to how you do it. Which maybe a little bit higher, maybe 10 pixels higher, and we are golden. So 80 and 60. And then down there, we can do a button. Unlock button, and we are golden. If do button, and then sprite button unlock hero at a position of, you know what? Ah, whatever. We just hardcode the position here. You know what? No, we don't do that. Vec2 info position is this. I don't like hardcoding this stuff because then I can't change this anymore and have to change it in multiple places. Where here I can just do info position and then info position.y plus equals 20. Right now I know that there's a padding between the two and I can just use info position here again. And I can just change this value to move it up. Oh. Don't yell at Rizoma. Shut the fuck up, bitch. Shut your mouth. Don't care. I'm not yelling at all. Now, if you are a pussy and can't understand what I mean, then that's on you, you know. I'm not responsible for your feelings, bitch. Maybe you need to listen to what I mean more. All right, let's see. Assets, button options. These are buttons. Now we have a sprite button unlock hero. God, I see that? I told you. There it is. I told you I was gonna smash code today. Now, obviously, that's not the right button yet. We're gonna change that now. We have a button base, which is here. Maybe that's a bit big. But I think it's fine. Yeah? Oh, the wrong layer. I think we just need to stretch that button a little bit. You guys think this is too much? Maybe that's good enough. 64 pixels. But I have a feeling that we should probably make a new gradient here. Wait, no. No. Sorry. Move in the button a little bit. How big is it for this text? It's actually very small. I don't like that. I think I'll do this. That's 18, right? Is that 18? That's 19. I guess I'll do 20. And then Shift G. Hopefully, there is never a button that is bigger. Uh-oh. It actually doesn't fit here anymore. Shit. Where do I put this now? I guess below here or something? Alright, where is it? 1136 and 1112. 1136 and 1112. And what do we have as a size? Wait, it's actually bigger than 64 now. Whoops. Didn't mean to do that. 64 by 20. Okay. 64 by 20. Now we have that button. Save and export this atlas. Huh? Oh no! I forgot to keep this off. Yeah? Yeah? No sliced buttons, panels, frames. I currently can't do a sliced button properly or sliced frame. I have those. Tranquil. But in most cases I don't need a sliced button, I just need a sliced menu. I do have those, but it's more work to have a sliced menu look good than a sliced button. Alright, let's see. Button should show up now. It's not showing up. Okay. Bruh. Oh, I see. Why not? Oh yeah, it needs a line ID of 1. There we go. And then we also want to do a do text that is string unlock hero at the info position using material index. Let's get the string first. String unlock hero, comma. I just want to have this done, you know, guys. I need a W, guys. Basically what I'm doing right now is farming a W. Okay. I'm farming a W. And I'm not stopping until I'm done. But if I get interrupted by my wife, I might have to stop. Huh? Just a minute.
The journey is usually the part that you remember anyways.
How can this application be so dumb? It never... No, I don't want to deal with this right now. I have... No, this is fucking...
Sheesh, donations.
Because more than one means...
No! What? What just happened there?
Okay. Let's go. All right. Why is this complaining? Undeclared identifier. Huh? Oh, it's called draw. Of course. Okay, now, hopefully we won't get distracted anymore. And we can finish this. Did the sucker finally fix his image? Should I ban this guy? I'm thinking about banning this guy! Bitch! Outline. Centered. Just wait. Bitch. Oof. Wait. Unlock hero. Did I just mark this as A? I did not. Unlocked heroes. I see. So that's how I unlock heroes. Okay. Wait. I totally forgot how that was done. Shit. Is bit. So I need to do a bit of that. Alright. Let's go back here. Bit of the hero type ID. Or equals that. And then I need to save the game. There we go. And why is this still complaining? What is wrong with you? Text position, text data. Text. Position. Text data. Bitch. Why are you complaining? Text data. Cannot convert initializer list. Okay. Dot material exists. So render data is probably... it's render options. Sorry about that. It's actually render options. Anyone knows why we get toxic?
What do you mean he wonders why he gets toxic? You are toxic first, you Dumbo. He said sucker. Okay? He said sucker.
Are you using Momo Games framework? Yeah. Like, yeah. That's how good my framework is. No, like, I use my own. It's just a joke. Like, it's a joke that my framework is actually really good and you think that's Momo Game because the framework is so good. Yeah. Oh, Look at that! The button is here, guys. Not sure why it's there though. Oh, it's multiplied. It's gotta be plus here, bro. There you go. There it is, guys. Oh, it doesn't fit. I like my penis. Okay, it's always issues. Okay, that's... Hey, where's this thing on? Where the fuck is this thing on? 11? Are you high? Alright, I guess we make it this big, huh? Now let's hope that there's not a Japanese, Chinese or whatever character list that is even bigger than this. What is that now? 112 plus 32? 100... Oh, it's 80. I get it now, okay. So instead of 64, it's 80. That should be fine, right? Sucker isn't toxic? Of course it is. It means that I suck. Wait, just wanna create a screenshot here. Live chat. Yeah. I have proof, guys. I have proof. This time, I have proof. I have proof. Watch. This is what I saw just a second ago. This is what I saw. This time I came prepared. I catched it. This is the actuality. This is what I saw. Fake news? No, it's not fake news. This is actually true. This is what I saw just a second ago. So what are you guys saying? Sorry about that. I really, like, I didn't even see the Ko-fi message. Oh my god. You see how much I miss on YouTube? Just because this shit doesn't refresh sometimes. It seems to happen every single day. Every day this happens. Cakez, he asked this 10 minutes ago. He left already. Yeah, I read that. I read that up until for the defender. Walker as the Texas Ranger. Oh, Walker is also cool. Code Green, thank you. Hello, Yova. What the fuck did I just tune into? Looks good. Cakez, I'm starting to doubt that you are German. Your pronunciation of J is not German. You claimed Ranger is a German word. Förster, and you guys are supposed to be punctual and efficient. Shut the fuck up. You guys could add some, you could add some lighting or something to the wood thing behind the Choose Hero text. That looks kind of bland at the moment. Yeah, thank you, Jova. Stop stalling. We're waiting for Jcraft. Did he greet you, Jova? Or did he agree on your YouTube chat? No, this guy. It's okay. We can read each other's messages. True. Who needs Cakez anyways? Yeah. This is our chat now. Would be funny if he breaks a new record. The longest time he ignored YouTube chat was when he was playing Dark Souls and didn't read chat for almost 1 hour and 15 minutes. Nails from Real Superku. Hello, Inukai. Okay, bro. I bet he is shouting. I bet she's shouting at him for ignoring YouTube for 30 minutes. I know for a fact Cakez' wife is very fond of us YouTube chatters. More like no game. Inukai, we can pop out Twitch chat and overlay it on top of this one. True fake news. High quality YouTube chat. I tuned in during the conversation about Cox Limau. So yeah, guys, I'm very sorry if I miss the YouTube chat sometimes. It just doesn't update. It doesn't update. And it's not that live chat is the only thing that displays messages. Top chat displays them too. You see that? But it's just that top chat sometimes just doesn't update. I have to literally go here, toggle live chat, and then toggle top chat again, just to see your guys' messages. And when I'm in like coding or whatever, I just forget that, right? I just assume that, okay, no one is writing anything on YouTube. There's not that many people watching. Fine, right? They're just chilling. Try a different browser. Togglebit and Spliff never have this problem. I can't because I want my browser to have this split option. See, like I have 2 windows in one. Maybe it's that. Maybe it is this option. But I only have 2 monitors, right? I can only put you guys on 1 monitor. For all the new viewers, he does this all the time and makes the same excuse. Anyways, so yeah, I'm very sorry, guys. I don't mean to ignore anyone. It's just a really annoying problem. Unlock hero. So wait, that's a bit off. So I guess I want to put this 1. No, actually. So then that's gotta be, wait, 0 on X, 2 here, and otherwise 1. Let's see what happens if I click the button. I guess it moves down by 2, so it's gotta be 3 and 2. Thank you very much for following Geotic. Good morning. Try a different browser. Yeah, well, you can install, you cannot install the optional Google Chrome extension, I believe. You can't open 2 windows and each take up half the screen. No, if you have 2 windows, then it's really annoying to toggle them. Huh? Wait. If the button is active, do I want to move it 4 pixels down? Actually? Where are you from, my friend? From Germany, bro. Where are you from? Good morning. Should we buy a new monitor for chat only? Should we buy it? No, like, I don't even know where to put the monitor. Like, I know it's doable. Okay, like, the hero is unlocked, guys. The hero is unlocked right now. Which is awesome. So that worked. We have the hero showing up here now. Now we just need to close this window. And maybe, like, put the button a little bit further down, right? To create some separation. Like 30. Hear me out, Cakez. What about free TTS for YouTube? That seems to be the only sensible solution. No, absolutely not. No way. Guys, that will never happen. Stop asking for free TTS. It will not happen. Okay? It will not. I'm tired of TTS, okay? I'm so tired. I've been listening to this for like over 1 year, maybe almost 2 years. Absolutely not. I'm having so much fun streaming this way. Okay? It's fine if like someone donates something, subscribes, and then writes a GTS message. That's awesome. You know, bits, whatever. But constant, free? Absolutely not. I will go insane. Alright, okay, cool. Now that we can unlock heroes, we need to close this menu. And we need to make sure that we pop up this menu. So I think what I want to do is the following. There's 2 ways to do this. I could say, well, okay, fine. I only display this menu if it's not actually an active modal. Well, let's see, let's mark this as A and then rounds plus rounds plus equals round plus equals round equals round count level state round index. There it is. Start a new round. There we go. So now we have to check. Start a new round. Level state, new round, round preparation. There we go. Now, this is the unlock heroes on certain rounds. So, if round index or level state round index plus 1 is the same as 3 and actually this should be the second check. The first check should be is our do we have the save state here? I don't. Game state save state dot unlock hero flags and unlock, is it called unlock hero or I forgot. Unlock hero flags, unlock hero events. Event reach round 3. Yeah, there you go. I want event reach round 3. If we don't have that yet. So we basically check for this event. Have we not reached that yet? And we are, in fact, reaching round 3 after the ++. Then I want to do game state or pop. Active modal. Game state. Unlock hero modal. There we go. So that would be the first one. And I guess we can do a bunch of these. Right? So now round 3 is done. I want to do round 6. And then over here it is round 10, I think. And we have to also do 6 and 10. And I think the last one or the next one was 15. I think it was 15. There we go. And it has to be 15 too. And do we have more than that? I think we don't, right? Yeah, that's the beginning for now. We can unlock 4 heroes. Also, Twitch friends, since you are asking, I delete many messages because by the time Cakez reads them, he loses all the context and they wouldn't be funny anymore. So I restrict them, retract them from before that. Nails. Inukai, I thought about deleting the one I wrote when I tuned in because I figured it might not remember what happened an hour ago. Oh, we need an app that scrapes Twitch and YouTube chat and combines them. There is, like, you can use Botrix chat. I think that gives you both. I think. At least, no, I don't think it doesn't do that for me, I think. Or at least it's only on the website. I don't know. I looked into it a while ago, but it didn't work for me. But I might be tripping balls here. Could be wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Well, I don't know. I'll have to look into this. Let me write this down really quickly, okay? Yeah, by the way, Inukai, I did what you told me to do. I added the Cakez Nails emote on YouTube. That is done. Look into Botrix chat. As far as I know, there wasn't a merged chat for me, but I could be wrong. Alright, so now that we can pop... No, not pop. Push. It's not pop. Oops. Actually, it's push. Push. Push, and it's just called push modal. Whoops. Now, generally speaking, pushing the same modal twice doesn't do anything, and we should not be able to reach round 10 without choosing a hero in round 6, right? So now that we are able to push a modal, we can... Let's mark this as B and switch back to A. Now we can just ask, well, okay, is our modal active? If the modal is active, maybe there could be a cool animation, but for now it just unlocks the hero. Which I think unlocking the hero should be cool. It should be cooler. I can see you're using Windows, but your CMD is Bash. Did you activate the Linux subsystem for Windows, or how did you do that? I think that this is Git. No, that's a Git extension, actually. That's Git. Comes from Git. I figured that was only a stream overlay thing. Nice, I didn't see it. Let me figure out how I can unlock it. Cakez, I was looking at the subscription benefits. It says priority reply to comments. That seems false advertising to me. Ow. You can make stuff like that more dynamic. Round key for each. Static lists or programmatically. It's fine. Like, I already have the solution, even if it's cooler the other way. I think it's fine like this. Okay, where's that? To-do store level name, level state. Where am I? The button here. If we do the button, then we pop active modal, game state, choose Eh? Display or something? Games. Oh my god, what is this name again? Unlock. Unlock. Unlock hero modal ID. We pop the active modal, but we need to do more. Anim time. Animation. Wait, what is it called again? Of course, I forget these names. So we need to reset the animation time, the timer. And the chosen hero, I guess, can stay. Great. Now, where was I just typing? It's not called timer. Fuck, I forgot it again. What was it called? Oh, it's called timer. Actually, it was called timer. Okay. Reset the timer for the animation. Anything I forgot? Oh yeah, also chosen. Wait, game state? Unlockable heroes. Dot clear. So, now, what I want to do is switch back to this. I can push the modal, but I can also say which heroes we can unlock. Which the heroes we can unlock. Right? If I switch back to A, currently I do that here. No, I do that here. There you go. Did I just type in a B character? Can someone clip that, please? I typed in a B? Bro. Alright, we clear and then we add. We add the ranger. What can we do here? Ranger healer. And I suppose the seed tree. Seed tree. Alright, and depending on which heroes I have not yet unlocked, level 6 will be different. But I'll do that later. Okay, guys, now we can play the game. Actually, we can actually play the game. Oh yes, finally. Okay, so for those of you who guys who were wondering, yes, I managed to fix the UI problem yesterday with the blending. We now have UI blending in the game, and you will be able to see that when I reach round 3. Shouldn't that give me like a cool little animation? Why didn't that drop? Okay, so I guess blending is still a little bit odd. Have to fix that, it looks like. Awesome. Some blending still sucks. But of course, alright, let's go. Give this guy another... or his first ability. Okay, cool. I think I'm gonna add another one here. Round 2 is easy. And so in Bloons, they make it dependent on the level of your hero. Maybe I make it so that it is also dependent on the hero for me. Uh-oh, are they losing? Nah, they won't lose, right? It's another skill point here. I'm late today. Did we fix the blending issue from yesterday? Yes, sir. Watch this. Watch. It's supposed to not have that. It's supposed to not have that. Not have that. And of course, if we unlock the heroes, we also do game state save state dot unlock hero flags or equals event reach round 3. And then over here, round 6. And then this is more involved. I'll do that later. Yeah, just wait. Didn't fill that in yet. Yeah. 6. Very nice. Cool. Now it's going to work. Watch. Watch. Where do these come from? I can't beat them. What the fuck? Huh. I need to cheat then. I need to give him a better weapon. Maybe he can beat them with more deeps. Kill him. Kill him. Yeah, you can. Alright. Now. There we go. Look at that. Cool. And now we can select one of them. Now these two don't have any descriptions, right? They look a bit odd. The tree too. But there we go. This is the one ranger, you know, that I was talking about. And obviously this should actually stop, but it's not. This is the new window. We can now unlock heroes by playing the game. And now as we unlock this, bloop, we have a new hero right here. Now, I think there's one extra step that Bloons does. This is really slow now. I think I'm taking my time here. I shouldn't have done that. Shouldn't have done that. I'm an idiot. Now it's loading 10 days. I'm such a dumbass. Fuck. It's lagging right now. No mouse over highlight. And now you click on them. You tap on them and then you tap unlock.
Master, the calculations are in and
Oh, come on, load. I hate that, you
the
know?
powers of your brain are overwhelming.
Like, this thing is so laggy. Like, look at this. It's completely broken. Simply just because I slowed down. Look at that shit. What an annoying thing. Alright, there it is. Now I level up. Click on this. Are you making a Bloons clone? I'm making a tower defense game that is heavily inspired by Bloons, yes. Alright, so hovering doesn't do anything. We click on a hero. I think I click on this guy. And then you unlock. Aha. So it does a cool little out animation when the hero is already chosen. The other heroes go in size down and that thing spins and okay, it spins faster. But I think I'll just leave it like this for now. It doesn't have to be a crazy animation thing. Now that we have the ranger, we can use him. Cool. He doesn't have any abilities yet and doesn't deal any damage because these guys are physical guys. And now what I need to fix tomorrow, you guys can see that the gold drops here. The blending for them is wrong. And maybe we have to change the blend mode for the UI one more time. Yeah, of course they attack as well. Right, I place this guy in an awkward situation where he gets shit on. Uh-oh, might actually have to. Yeah, these guys, maybe they spawn a little bit too early. Because they're literally very heavy armored units. Yeah, the next one will be round 6. Uh-oh. 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 After 3 hours of trial and error, finally no more issues with texture baking. Yeah. I think you should make covering do something like an outline. Some people would appreciate that. Nah, I won't. It won't. It's... Yeah, now we have Unlock Heroes and then it gives me an actual implement level difficulty. Ah, I see. So basically we are done at round 6. It looks like. Okay, cool. Now we have this. The skeleton died but took your HP down. The skeleton didn't die. If the skeleton dies, they spawn a smaller skeleton. Do you draw each map manually? This is a tile set. Island Moonlight. I use this. I use a tile set to design these, and this is basically how it's done. Oh, why is this check mark? It should always draw me ambient lights, or maybe it doesn't do that here. Interesting. The ambient light should always apply here. Not sure why, but okay, it's fine. It's okay. I wonder why there is a small... maybe this is because of the camera. That could be because of camera issues here. Anyways, I have a tile editor where... that looks awfully misplaced. Weird. Control G. Or G. Was it G? Yeah? Don't I have a grid anymore? I guess the grid's gone. But yeah, I can select tiles here and then place them like this. In a certain layer. And I can also make layers visible and invisible. And yeah, I guess I have to fix this menu again after changing my UI. But yeah, that's how I will design levels. It's all there. Most of the stuff is that I need is there, but some stuff still has to be implemented. And you know, most of the levels that I have are completely broken at the moment. I had like 6 levels with a bunch of stuff in them, but since I'm constantly changing the game, yeah, they are kind of broken at the moment, right? Because I work on one level and one level only, which is Campsite Crossroads. It's the one level that we work on, and that's it. I remember when this game looked blurry as fuck. I know it looks sharp, art style looks much better, good job. Thank you, man, thank you. Game Maker 4, no, this is my own engine, broken. Yeah, anyways. I'm happy, I finally did this. Is competitive multiplayer in yet? No, not yet. Not yet. Oh. Is this map just Monkey Meadow? Yeah, this map is just Monkey Meadow for recognizability. Exactly. Okay, guys, we made very good progress today. We changed UI yesterday, and today we implemented this menu right here. I don't know why. Game state options. Not sure why that happens. Collider. I can't load anymore. Kinda sucks, but fine. Seems like something changed. Some data or something. Acknowledges chat does 50% of the code. No, you're wrong. I wrote all of the code myself. You're absolutely wrong. It's funny. It's crazy. Are you using SDL? No, I'm not using SDL. I'm using Windows library to draw and do stuff. Cake Summer chat. Hello, my man. Frog out. Boom. Long time no see. Later, Cakes and chat. See you later, bro. Have a nice day. I feel like the orange looks a little bit different than this one. My tripping balls. This game won't work on Linux. Oh, we have a Linux platform as well, yeah. We just don't have sound on there at the moment. And the game actually works on Linux using Proton or Wine. I tested that in the past. But in-house Linux solution is being worked on, or will be worked on. Cool. Very nice. I don't know why this doesn't pause the level. Maybe we can fix that really quickly. I set this to paused, but maybe it sets it to unpaused here. Level paused. Oh, I see. Since we are in a different level state, right? Since we are in the level state running, it is not paused because the modal is not there. So essentially I would have to put the options or the modal into the level state running, which is really bad. Yeah, I'll change that. This is a bug that I will change off stream. That has nothing to do with improving the game or showing something cool. It's just some stupid coding where I get rid of these level states. The level states don't mean anything anymore. Like intro, absolutely not. It can be done much easier. Why is this chat so trolly? Lol, trolly, lol. Because I think they are jealous that I make such good progress on my game, and no matter what they say, I still making progress, you know? And so they're trying to put me down by trolling or saying something mean, but it doesn't work at all. I'm happy for you. Thank you, Krangleseal. I really appreciate that, man. Yeah, let me check YouTube again. Is there new messages? No, there's no new messages. Okay. Yeah, no. And so I'm not actually toxic to anyone. I just am toxic back. So for example, earlier today, I got called a sucker, you know, and I told this guy to fuck off. And then everyone was like, okay, so could you be so mean? Well, maybe if this guy didn't come in here calling me a sucker, the guy who told me a sucker, no, he knows. He knows. It's just banter. I know it's just banter. I don't take it serious. It's just banter. I know that. You know? But this is why I fight back. I never go and I see like Real Superku and I'm like, fuck you, Real Superku. Fuck you. Like he says hello and I'm like, fuck you, bitch. I never do that. You know? I mean, yesterday it seemed pretty bad. Lemar people were like, I've done this, but never showed you how. Yeah, I know, Wolfric. You know, these people in chat, these experts know how to do it, you know, but for some reason, they just can't explain it, right? What food gives the most protein? The best food for protein is meat, man. Gives you the best protein, or eggs. Eggs and meat, brother. Ask Cakez any food or health related question and you will see. You will... Shut. That's not the same. How do you see protein in German? It's Eiweiß in German. Guys, I have something for you. I don't know if you watch this. But take a look at this. When optimizations work, but for the wrong reasons. I've seen that and I was like, that sounds really interesting, doesn't it? I wonder what type of optimizations this guy is talking about. I learned German in school. I can't remember anything. The JavaScript guy. So this is in relation to games, right? Which I find really interesting because I'm assuming it's in relation to games because we can see a game in the background and we can see a triangle here, right? The triangle usually means engine or game. And so I thought to myself, why not? Hopefully this guy has something for us to learn. Will somebody think of the cache? Yeah, the cache. It's a small triangle being slow as fuck. Let's take a look.
Ever played a game with crazy amounts of stuff, yet running so smoothly?
This is
that it
Unreal
seems like
Engine,
magic?
I think.
Behind that buttery smooth performance is more than just powerful hardware. I started as a graphics engineer almost 20 years ago.
Holy
and
shit.
Since then, I've always been fascinated with
Graphics
optimization.
engineer. Okay, so that's basically what I'm into. I love graphics. Even though I was having issues with Bloom, I love that
One
shit.
stands out as both incredibly simple, yet the reason why it works is more complex than most people realize. Let's examine one of the most effective optimization techniques available and understand it to the same level of depth that experienced
Frustrum culling. I'm just tossing this out there because I might be wrong, but frustrum
start
culling.
with a little world and we'll
Yeah.
add a bunch of stuff to it. This will serve as our kind of test bed to show things off. So we'll keep things reasonably simple.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and add an object to the world here. So we've got our player and this object. The
Okay.
idea is relatively simple.
This is Unreal
object
Engine,
will
right?
have several versions, each being progressively simpler. So
Ah,
here's the most complex
LOD, level of detail.
or detailed version of the object. And we can sort of pan the camera down the line looking at these simpler and simpler versions. These will be called
Level of
levels of detail, or LOD. What we're going to do is, when we place one of these objects in the world, we'll start it nearby for convenience.
Yeah.
And the idea is, as the object gets further and further away from the camera, we cycle through the different levels of detail for that object.
Yeah.
So we're a bit further away, we switch to a lower level of detail.
But you can.
Further still,
It's done really good. Hello, Mr. Amida. It's done really well. If it's done really well, you won't notice this effect, right? Because you can see like the popping of the triangles. You don't want to see that, right?
and we can do that again.
I'm pretty sure
Switch to
there's
an even
blending
lower
between the
level of
two.
Detail, that sort of thing. How many levels of detail games use is a bit of a toss-up. Since authoring them takes artist time, you may only have enough budget to build.
Yeah, so but you can compute this, can you not? Or at least Unreal Engine, I heard, can compute level of detail, but they went further than made this like crazy nanite thing, right?
the high and low level of detail, or you may have money to burn, and you can build a half dozen versions of the asset. This brings us to a really awesome optimization that's used quite a bit, called imposters.
Okay.
For many people, this is just another level of detail.
Wait, imposters is probably just a quad. A quad that looks at you. I think that's because imposter basically means it's not real, and what is not real? Well, just a 2D billboard, yeah.
Or a whole other technique. I mean, it doesn't really matter.
Okay.
Let's take these two objects here in the distance.
One of
From
them
this
is a
viewpoint,
sprite.
What are the differences between
Okay,
them?
I think, wait. Which one is the sprite? I would assume it's the right one, because the left one is so pixelated. You can see the pixels floating on the left and right, while the right one is more stable. I think this is a texture, and the left one is the object.
Those two. Not a whole lot. But as we move forward, we can see that something is kind of off with one of them. This one looks perfectly normal, but the other one is clearly just a picture that's rotating with us.
Shit, it was the other one.
This is a billboard or imposter.
What's the other
And
one?
from far enough away, you really can't tell the difference.
No, you can't.
With a little bit of work, these imposters can be really advanced. You can render out normal maps along with the diffuse. You
Damn.
can render them out from multiple viewpoints and blend between them, giving you a highly versatile and incredibly low-cost stand-in for the original asset. This scene here from my previous grass video features something like 50,000
Wow, that looks
trees
awesome.
of various types.
I wonder if he's done this in... Is this Unreal Engine? Crazy.
And it's trivially cheap to render due to most of them being imposters. The question
It's
now
his
is,
own engine.
why does this technique work so
Ignoring chat, what do you mean? What do you mean ignoring chat? Guten Mittag, watch this video. What are you talking about, Diamond? It's JavaScript 3GS. Okay.
well? The intuitive answer is that these models have fewer vertices, and so then it sort of makes sense that having fewer vertices equals doing less work on the GPU. But press for more information.
Yeah, this can't be wrong because vertices, well, yes, they take time. most of the time is spent in the fragment shader, right?
This is kind of where the explanation stops for many people. This answer isn't wrong, per se, but at the same time, there's so much more going on here.
Okay.
If you were to go and buy a state-of-the-art GPU, they list their performance these days in teraflops. That's an absurd amount of computing power.
Okay.
So why does just reducing the number of vertices in the scene make such an outsized difference? There's more to the story. Back in the 90s, GPUs had what was called a fixed function pipeline, which meant that the various stages of the GPU were set in stone. The hardware had different units allocated to different tasks. What this meant practically was that resources weren't shared. It was more like an assembly line with things going in one end, going through a series of fixed steps, and then coming out fully processed on the other end. All this changed in around 2004 when AMD, or ATI at the time, for those of us who have been doing this for a long time now, developed the Xenos GPU for the Xbox 360.
Okay.
This would be one of the earliest designs that unified the shader architecture.
Is that why the 360 was having so many issues with not starting?
Meaning that the shader processing
because they made a new model, right? But it wasn't fully fledged out yet. It had the cool thing, but it wasn't done yet 100%.
Bits of the GPU were shared between vertex and pixel shading duties. NVIDIA followed not too long after. I think it was around 2006 with the Tesla generation of GPUs, their first unified shader architecture.
Interesting.
What this means is that the GPU can now perform sort of load balancing between the different types of processing. The GPU is free to dynamically allocate resources between, say, vertex and pixel processing, leading to more efficient GPU utilization. Whereas before, with the fixed function pipeline, it couldn't. So with that in mind, my uber powerful fancy new GPU realistically shouldn't be bothered too much by the introduction of even a few million extra vertices, because doing one full screen pass would be a few million pixels, but wouldn't even make a small dent in performance. If vertices and pixels are basically shared now on the hardware, there shouldn't be a difference. Let's look at this example. I have this full screen effect going, meaning that I have an expensive fragment shader running on the whole screen, every single pixel. I could be running anything. This could be changing the color, doing various blurs. In reality, there's so many things that modern games do as post effects that the exact contents of this shader isn't that important. The only important point here is that we're running at 100 FPS. Now, let's work through some numbers together to get a sense of the scale of the work the GPU is currently doing. So this screen that I'm recording is on 1920 by 1080. So 1920 multiplied by 1080 is 2,073,600 pixels in total.
It's quite a few pixels.
Let's round that to a cool 2 million pixels. And I'm doing a ton of work in the pixel shader.
Okay.
Here in the vertex shader, it's incredibly bare. There's barely any.
Yeah, vertex shader, let's see. It goes through the vertices and then... Wait, that's the... Wait, that doesn't look like JavaScript, guys. That doesn't look like JavaScript. That looks more like C++ code. What are you guys talking about? Make yourself to the left side, please. Guys, there's only 2 million pixels on under me. There's nothing else there. You don't write shaders in JavaScript? It's a shader, lol. Ah, but this is not a shader. This is the vertex shader. And this is the code outside the shader. Quad mesh add quad. This is outside. This is in the shader. This is example vertex shader. Not a whole lot of happening here. It takes the in position and then it does the model view projection matrix or the projection model view matrix thing. Calculation times the position. And so this is C++ code, bro. You don't write shaders for WebGL. It's a shader lol. Yeah, maybe demonstratively it's just making a... God, I hate that. Okay. Wait, maybe demonstratively he's just making a version of C++? Yeah, very informative, Cakez. Shut the fuck up, bitch.
Work in here.
Okay.
In fact, the fragment or pixel shader is doing a magnitude of more work than this. But
Let's see.
if I do something really dumb, just to illustrate a point, and make a buttload of triangles, in fact, one quad per every pixel on the screen, So there's 2 million
What?
pixels. That means we've got around 4 million triangles. Despite the awesome power of this GPU, the frame rate drops catastrophically. It absolutely just grinds to a crawl.
I don't really know what add quad means, because he's not explaining the pipeline very well. Does that mean for every single pixel on the screen he's drawing 1 quad? But why is it drawing this image even? Like, what does that quad mean? What is this quad drawing? Like, I don't really get it.
So why is it that the raw power of our GPU doesn't translate to handling these 4 million triangles effortlessly? Something else is going on here. Let's unravel this further.
Yeah.
If we're looking at a single quad, that's composed of 2 triangles, which are themselves composed of 4 vertices. It's not a whole lot. If we expand that out to a full screen of quads, we get somewhere in the ballpark of 4 million triangles, and thus roughly 4 million vertices in total. If you think about a screen having 2 million...
No, wait, 4 million triangles? That's not 4 million vertices. Oh wait, but they are connected, right? If it's a connected grid, then they are shared. Yeah, they are shared. Yeah, that's why. Yeah, that's
pixels
why. That's
already, and we're able to do many
the engine uses
passes, and all of the associated shader computation that comes with it. That number of vertices isn't impressive. We can try out a few different numbers to see how this affects things. We already know that a single quad is pretty quick, but what happens as we increase the number of quads, and thus the number of triangles and vertices? We can start out by just doubling the number of quads used, and we don't see much in the way of difference in performance. If anything is happening, it's pretty minor at best. But as we scale the count up aggressively, as we make the size of the quad smaller, and thus the number of quads needed to
oh wait, so that's the performance in FPS, I see.
Fill up the screen increases, effectively increasing the triangle density on the screen, we start to notice a drop-off in performance. Initially, it's nothing crazy, but what we see is that it's not a gradual decline, there's a real drop-off at some point. Between tiles roughly sized 4x4, that's 4 pixels high and 4 pixels wide, and then 2x2, we see this absolutely catastrophic drop-off in performance. It's just bananas how bad this gets. Let's talk a bit about how GPUs work to get a better understanding of why this is failing so badly. There's this really great post by NVIDIA called Life of a Triangle, NVIDIA's logical pipeline, that kind of gives you a behind-the-scenes look at what happens between that API call and when things finally appear on the screen. AMD also has a really great talk entitled All the Pipelines, Journey Through the GPU, which has a nice overview of the different stages that basically happen between you attempting to draw something and pixels appearing on the screen. We'll loosely follow along with NVIDIA's, but I'll provide you with a link to the AMD one in the description. So if we imagine things starting out in our own code, we'll initiate the whole thing with some sort of
GL draw elements, VK CMD Vulkan draw indexed, or like this. Yeah, Vulkan, yeah. Draw stuff. We'll start the program here. Draw side, driver side. Check draw parameters, GPU draw parameters, convert to GPU draw parameters. Driver side? Okay, so basically that's the driver thing that's implemented by Vulkan and OpenGL that we don't even see most of the time.
Draw call. In WebGL, this might look something like gl.drawElements. Vulkan might be something like vk command draw indexed, etc. I mean, these specific commands aren't important.
No.
What happens now is that the driver goes ahead and validates whatever you sent, making sure the data even makes sense before prepping it into a GPU-friendly format. That makes its way over to the GPU, which does some processing. Let's just kind of skim this. The important takeaway here is that it creates batches of triangles to work on, and these are sent to these parts of the GPU that NVIDIA
it allocates memory, or you already have memory allocated, and then it iterates over that memory.
Or graphics processing clusters. Let's not wander too far off into the weeds here, but let's just mentally go with the idea of GPCs as being capable of handling a portion of the graphics rendering independently from others. So obviously then, the more you have of these, the better, because that means your GPU can theoretically do more work simultaneously. The important part at this stage is that these will grab the vertex data for them.
That's why on graphics cards, if it says amount of CUDA cores, that's essentially it, right? the more you have, the faster it can be, potentially.
Triangles and begin scheduling work for each vertex. It'll do the vertex processing at this point, and the NVIDIA doc goes over various tricks and optimizations they use, which aren't super important for the sake of simplicity. In the AMD talk, they specifically refer to this as the primitive assembler, or PA stage, whose job is to put together a triangle and then forward that onto the rasterization stage. This is a bit like a step in an assembly line that takes a bunch of pieces, the individual vertices, and builds your primitives for you, usually triangles. The next stage basically involves figuring out who's going to be doing the fragment shader work. So at a coarse level, they're kind of testing the triangle against quads on the screen and divvying up the work. You can see on NVIDIA's, depending on the screen rectangles, they're handing off the work to different GPCs, and AMD has a similar note about doing some scan conversion to test triangle overlap. The end result is a bunch of fragment or pixel shader work is getting queued up. So what it does here is it gets these 2x2 quads of pixels, that's 4 pixels per quad, and queues those up together. You can see both NVIDIA and AMD both reference this, and the simple reason is that at that size, they can do some efficient calculations. Stuff like texture gradients for bitmapping, well, a 2x2 quad has just enough information to do that, while not being more complex to implement from a hardware point of view. So pretty much everyone will do this. At this point, there's a bit more work to do depth testing, blending, various other operations before finally getting output, but that's how pixels are born. One obvious question that falls out of this is, if 2x2 quads of pixels are the smallest possible unit the GPU works with, what happens if I draw a triangle smaller than that? Good question. And this is where you're realizing that GPUs are basically built with, you could say, that it's an assumption about what you're going to draw. And that's pretty reasonable. Hardware engineers are looking for ways to maximize the GPU's potential and then teach you what to do.
Oh, I understand. So that's why you use... I understand now. So that is why you use... Now, what's it called? LOD, level of detail, because maybe a triangle can be fit into that small size and that's why it gets slow. Is that possible?
Do and what not to do. So basically, there's an assumption that there's a given ratio between triangle size and pixels covered. And at some point past this, they'll still support whatever it is you're trying to do, but in a very disapproving way. When you try to draw something smaller, the GPU absolutely can still do it. Well, what happens is that you've got this 2x2 quad, which is kind of like the smallest unit the GPU works with. The triangle inhabits this quad here. What happens to the other 3? The answer is that the GPU still does the work, but then it just throws away the result. In fact, it's always doing this. Just most of the time, you don't notice it. In this case, it threw away 75% of the work, but let's imagine that we have a bigger triangle. So let's look at a bigger screen here, and then we've got a triangle that's being rendered. So it's touching a bunch of pixels, right? Except we now know that the GPU works with quads. So it's actually touching a whole bunch of quads, some of which lie right on the edges of the triangle. All of these quads here that lie on the edge of the triangle, they have pixels that lie within the triangle.
But this work is discarded.
But the GPU will perform the work for the entire quad each time. There's not much you can do about this. It's a natural consequence of rendering.
Wait a minute. Shouldn't it calculate this too here? And this one too? Simply because it touches this? Or is there like a calculation that says, oh well, we're not hitting the middle point enough of one of the 4 rasterizations or rasters so that it will never be filled? It works by points, not by lines, I think. Yeah, I think it works by points. So not enough of this is filled, right?
Some of this work, the GPU is just going to have to throw away. It'll be wasted. But what you can affect is what kind of triangles you feed to the GPU. Really small triangles are an obvious terrible case. You get really poor quad utilization, throwing away an obscene amount of GPU performance. But we can go a bit further and examine different topologies for a mesh. By topology, I mean the way the vertices are arranged to form the mesh. You can triangulate a mesh in many ways, and it's important to understand that they're not all treated the same by the...
I wonder how Nanite works into this. I wonder what Nanite does.
Emil Persson, a senior graphics engineer at Epic Games, known extremely well within graphic circles as Hummus, has a great blog which I've referenced in the past. For example, in the last video I talked about occlusion systems, and one point I made was based on a talk he did for Avalanche Games. Anyway, there's a nice article talking about how the topology of a mesh affects the performance. What the article goes into detail is examining how different triangulations of the same mesh result in different performance, while things like the mesh's area, or other things like number of triangles, are kept constant. The findings shouldn't surprise us, as we can see what the test...
Nanite just adds more triangles as you get closer to the camera. But what about far away? Does it do its own triangulation? So basically remove triangles. Nanite does hybrid rasterization using a software derivative of the original pipeline. It removes them, pre-calculates models. I see. So basically, if you have a model in there, it calculates the different LODs itself. Nanite is a form of automatic LOD, isn't it? It looks like it, yeah.
Did was to increase the number of vertices and gauge performance. We can see that the max area approach worked out best, while making ever thinner triangles did poorly. And you already know why. Because you end up with poor quad utilization, and thus the GPU does a lot of work
That's
that it
crazy.
has to throw away, as Emil's research.
So I wonder if it's possible to create like an algorithm in C++. I mean, they did it, right? Like Unreal Engine, if you're in your own engine that calculates this shit yourself. I wonder how he did these calculate, or maybe he just... Yeah, there must be some interesting.
Showed the specific way that a mesh is triangulated has a very direct impact on performance, and better triangulation can lead to better quad utilization
really cool.
and thus less wasted work from the GPU. So given that understanding, what happens now if instead of 1 quad per pixel, what happens if we push things further? Let's start upping the number, and we'll go to 4 quads per pixel, or 9 quads per pixel, or even 16 quads per pixel.
Can you even render this?
And what you'll see is that the frame rate will start to tank further and further. It's a lot of triangles, but not that many. It's about 2 million to start and grows to 8 million, 18, 32 million. This was an interesting topic of exploration on G-Truc's blog, who was looking at the effect of subpixel triangles on performance. As they noted near the bottom, as you crank the number of vertices up, the frame rate absolutely tanks, even if you're rendering to lower resolution. This post is quite old now, and I don't have access to the exact same setup that was used there, so my numbers don't match exactly, but I am seeing terrible performance, which is realistically all that matters.
I guess, yeah, that's what
matters. This goes back to
matters.
the idea that your GPU is this super powerful monster that can take on anything, and a bunch of triangles, in the grand scheme of things, isn't that much. So then, what's behind this drop in performance? Let's revisit that primitive assembly stage.
But didn't we figure this out already?
Through the lens of AMD's RDNA architecture, as detailed by their journey through the GPU talk. We touched on that earlier, where we can think of primitive assembly like a step in an assembly line that takes a bunch of pieces, the individual vertices, and builds your primitives for you, usually triangles. So on slide 19, on the RDNA architecture, we can see that various...
So essentially what he's saying is it takes a bunch of points and then it creates a primitive like a triangle. Like, so you have 3 points and then those 3 points build a triangle, and then you can tell the GPU, well, reuse the previous 2 vertices to build the next triangle with the next point. And so that's how it would build that. That's like basically the triangle strip or triangle list that you set in OpenGL.
The pipeline have been labeled. And there's this one here called the primitive assembler, which, as we know, is important for assembling vertices into a triangle.
That's the primitive assembler.
And then it outputs it to the next stage, which is often called rasterization. This is where it gets interesting. So
what I don't like here is, why don't they add in the vertex shader into this mix? Because Like the vertex shader happens at some point, right? It is literally there. Am I blind? Am I blind? You mean the vertex pipeline? Scan converter back to... That's the pixel pipeline though. Geometry engine? Indices? No, this is indices. Like that's in the very beginning. That's not that. Fragment shaders for pixels, man. Yeah, not the fragment shader. I'm talking about the vertex shader. If nanite interests you, yeah, let's open that for later. Frag is for pixel, man. Vertex. I'm talking about the vertex shader. The vertex shader that takes the triangles or the vertices and moves them in space. That's what I'm talking about. Ertz, IK, thank you very much for subscribing, man. Appreciate it, bro. Welcome. Welcome, my brother. Primitive assembler, scan converter uses the vertex shader. So you mean this little dot here? These two together are the vertex shader. Maybe he goes into this. But this is what I'm missing from the entire picture. Because as a graphics programmer, you work with vertex shaders, right? And so it would be cool if they said, oh well, this stuff is like part of the vertex shader, right? Green lines are vertex related. Yeah, I know, but you don't do... I mean, maybe this isn't the entire vertex shader. Command preprocessor, command list, indices, shader preprocessor input, then dual compute unit, basically compute this multiple times, then the shader export. Hey, maybe it's the shader export here. And then the primitive assembler happens. So maybe this is the end of the vertex shader. And then this is what happens in the GPU. And we can check this actually. Look. Could take a look at pipeline here. Vertex input. Then vertex shader. Then TCS, ES, and GS. We take a look. Primitive assembly. Which one of them could be primitive assembly? Maybe it happens like before this, before the vertex shader, the primitive assembly. That pipeline doesn't match, yeah. Unfortunately, it does not match. Rasterizer is just rasterizing it. Maybe it's the rasterizer though. Could be. The pipeline you see in RenderDoc is a logical pipeline that has nothing to do with the internal implementation. I guess it doesn't, yeah. It looks like it. I was hoping to find like some primitive is assembled in rasterization rasterizer. Okay.
This will obviously vary from architecture to architecture. I mean, you can go and find the information sometimes. For example, we can look at the RDNA architecture white paper from AMD. This goes into some details on how the Navi class GPUs work. There's a lot of info in here, but we can kind of focus on what we want from here, which is some info about primitive assembly. Specifically, they talk about how they scale the architecture. So as we can see, they have this detailed breakdown of how the Navi class GPUs, like the Radeon RX 5700 XT, which came out in 2019, we can see how they're structured. They consist of what are called shader engines. The Radeon RX 5700 XT has 2 of these, and within a shader engine, they're further divided into shader arrays, which contain, among other things, a primitive unit and a rasterizer. This is analogous to the NVIDIA setup we saw earlier, where they partitioned their GPUs into what were called GPCs, or graphics processing clusters. So the neat thing is then, you can connect that to this section later in the white paper, where they talk about how the primitive units assemble triangles. Let's just read this directly. The primitive units assemble triangles from vertices and are also responsible for fixed function tessellation. Each primitive unit has been enhanced and supports culling up to 2 primitives per clock, twice as fast as the prior generation. 1 primitive per clock is output to the rasterizer.
I'm lost.
So each primitive unit can output 1 primitive per clock. So while the GPU may be exceedingly powerful in some respects, for example, pixel processing, it's
lost
still
me.
bound by the rate the primitive assembler can pass things off to the rasterization stage.
Some deep
So
info,
that's
yeah.
neat, because it lets you know more specifically what the upper limit is for a given architecture, on how fast these things can just feed triangles to the rasterization stage. This is going to vary wildly from GPU to GPU, architecture to architecture. Maybe a good idea if you're working on a console and have some hard numbers to work against. But personally, I think it's
Small
just best to
triangles
get the
equals bad.
broad
Yeah, that's what
strokes
I
idea.
got from
By
the
throwing
video so
more and
far.
more vertices, even if they're not visible, you're forcing them through primitive assembly, which
Yeah.
may kind of bottleneck things depending on the card you're using. Slightly older cards especially couldn't output that many primitives per clock, and so you'll end up starving later stages, since this is a bit like an assembly line. As G-Troop points out on their blog, let's say that you're dumping out a zillion small triangles, you're not making the most of the rasterization stage that follows it. In fact, a ton of performance is getting flushed down the toilet. So
No, basically the assembly is what takes so long, right? The rasterization can't begin because you're still assembling, right? That is how it is, right?
now we have all the tools and foundation to go back to this simple optimization that we introduced at the beginning, but understanding at a much deeper level what's actually happening. Whatever your preconceptions of why level of detail worked, now you understand that the GPU really isn't all that good at rendering a bunch of micro triangles and spends a disproportionate amount of computing
So
power
that's
doing
why
it.
that's why you do level of detail. I see. Yeah, that's what we figured out earlier, right? It's a bit long explanation. I think
power
the
that-
second part was a bit too confusing.
Could have been used to make other stuff look more awesome. We also now understand that we are also inundating the GPU with useless small triangles, which beyond all that 2x2 quad stuff, you're forcing this to go through primitive assembly. A few years ago, Unreal unveiled Nanite,
Yeah.
a really interesting new technology that I'm sure you've heard of by now.
Yep.
But if you haven't, no worries. Unreal's Nanite is, in essence, a continuous and automatic level of detail system.
They just needed a cool, catchy name. I was always like, what is this nanite? This looks so crazy. Like, isn't that what you have in your body and stuff, you know?
No need for artists to do this. Unreal handles it auto-magically.
This would
can
be
look at
cool
their
if we
SIG
could at some point, you know, when we go into our own engine, maybe we are able to reproduce that too.
2021 presentation entitled Nanite, a deep dive. And one interesting thing that pops up is they confirm a lot of what we've talked about here. On this page, about 80 pages in, this is a very long presentation.
Micro tile 4x4.
They talk
Output
about
2x2 pixel quads, highly parallel in pixels, not
some
triangles.
technical decisions they made.
Mm-hmm.
We can see here that they mention just how crappy tiny triangles are. And
Yeah.
they point out that GPUs are built with parallel pixels in mind, but not triangles, which jives with what we've seen. I mean, they're the Epic team. They've done their homework. As they mention in their slides, a lot of modern GPUs can set up 4 triangles per clock max. So a primitive assembly bottleneck is a very real problem that they set out to solve, or at least work around. So what they did was to write a software rasterizer for micro triangles, and that ended up being considerably faster. We don't have to understand the
A software rasterizer. So basically, yeah, they triangulate themselves.
details of their implementation, but now at least we understand their motivation. If you think you'd like to learn more about game dev from an experienced graphics engineer, I have a variety of courses available, very suitable for beginners. So if you find yourself
Good.
wanting to get a bit better at game dev and delve a little deeper on some subjects, check them out. Otherwise, if you'd still like to support me and help choose what topic I cover
man,
next,
what
you
a
can
big
vote on my
chat.
Patreon page.
Has kids too. What a big chat. 20 years of experience. Really cool. Really nice. 4 months ago. Yeah, that was a cool video. It was a little bit too detailed in the end. He lost me there. I'm not that deep into this crazy stuff, but it was still very, very informative. And now we can understand that the also magic, you know, nanite from Unreal Engine isn't all that magical. It's in fact just level of detail, but done better automatically by software. I wonder if you could even do this in a compute shader. Maybe not though, right? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe they're doing it in a compute chat and offload that to the GPU. Because he said software, right? Doing it ourselves requires actual math cakes who were almost broken by blending a single float yesterday. They do it in compute. Oh, you know that they do it in compute. Hey, Cakez, how's it going? Are you losing your mental today as well? No. No. You want to see why? I wish I could speed this up even faster. Let's spawn kill them. Spawn kill them with these two bad boys here. Just need to wait for them to spawn kill the enemies. Oh, there's 4 enemies left. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Bloom in there as well. For some reason the game doesn't load properly, but there it is. That's crazy how much they like destroy them. Unlock hero. Now we have the hero unlocked right here. We can place it. Cakez, so proud of a glowing circle. That is a glowing circle inside of a UI pass that uses Bloom. In my own engine. Ignore that. That's supposed to happen, okay? That bug right there. That's supposed to happen, okay? To do. Okay? That's supposed to happen, guys. Anyways, cool video. I linked that to you guys, right? Awesome. That was a nice watch. Gives us something to learn for our own game when we make a 3D game, which we will in the future. Cakez, can you give me some advice how to start drawing a very simple things, not pixel art, but something like... Oh my god. Goodness, that was crazy. Oh my god, thank you very much for following. And animate them. What software should I use? Not pixel art, but you're asking a pixel art guy for how to draw stuff that's not pixel art. I don't know, man. Like, you're asking a pixel art person how to draw stuff that is not pixel art. I can't really give you much information on that. I mean, what you could begin with, if you want to use a free program, is either Krita, that is not pixel art, right? Ra Boss, thank you very much for following. You can use a program called Krita that allows you to build or draw stuff that is not pixel art, or you can go to photopia.com. That's an online editor. It's not perfect. It's not perfect. I think you mean vector art, right? And then you just play around. But essentially, no matter what software or what type of art you choose, let's say I want to draw a stick right now. Just a stick, right? New layer. B. See, I told my wife to stop. Alles gut? Alles gut? Guys, the baby's coming. The baby's coming! We need to run! Yes, vector art. Now, I would probably go to someone that knows how to do vector art, but let's say I wanted to do vector art, right? I don't know, stick, I don't know, let's say. Probably this, right? And if you have a tablet, then use a tablet. If you don't, then I guess you're out of luck. Like I am, but yeah, I mean, this is what I would start with. That's my stick. No tablet, only mouse. No, that would be the stick. And then maybe, you know, I choose a better color. I don't know. Orange, brown, and then maybe make that a bit smaller. And I don't know. Guys, I don't know how to draw sticks, okay? I'm terrible. Like, you're asking the wrong person for how to draw a stick. Yeah. In vector graphics. There you go. Okay, and animate this like do movement. Yeah, listen, ask someone else. The only advice I can give you for art is, if you don't know exactly how to begin, let's say you want to do vector art, go to Google, go to YouTube. Type in vector art tutorial. Then watch whatever vector art you want to create here. Whatever floats your boat. And then go sit yourself down every day and try to draw one piece. That's what I did with pixel art. You know, and I could show you, you don't have to be perfect in the beginning, absolutely not. You don't have to draw the craziest things, you know. You're not going to start, like, where is it? Where is it? I hate when I can't find that. Let's say, if you start pixel art, you're not going to start like this. That's not what's going to happen. You're gonna start like this. What is that? Pictures. You're gonna start like this. Or maybe this. But that's normal, right? That's my first pixel art tree, and that's my first tree that was ever in the game. This is how my game began, guys. Began. That's how it began. These two. It's the first two things I drew. I wish I could do that. You can do that too. That's terrible. Right one is a cool art style. Right one is just a green blob with a little bit of white in, and then I just whirled it. Basically, the right one is this. Guys, it's terrible. But basically, it was like, if I'm B, right? It was green. Make that bigger. Like a green dot, and then some white shit in there. And then I think this hand, where's that? Was it smudge? Dodge tool? No, it's not the dodge tool. Which one was it? Smudge tool? I think it's the smudge tool. Something like this. That's what it was, essentially. That's all I did, bro. So bullshit. You know? By doing it all ourselves requires extra math. I actually read this. My brother is very good at drawing, so maybe I have a little bit of that give too. You're only, like, you're getting better at what you do if you keep doing it, right? And again, if you think that you need to be perfect in making art for games, take a look at Steam games that look like shit, right? Steam Undertale. It doesn't look like shit, but it doesn't look crazy graphics-wise, right? That doesn't look that great. I think the colors look very cool, right? Very nicely chosen colors, a lot of contrast. So YouTube chat broken. Let me check. Yeah, it was broken. Sorry about that, guys. You can just take art from game data files, drawing it, just replacing pixels with the right color and order. Yeah, but that's stealing, bro. You should still make your own art. You know, you don't have to make the craziest art. Or how about this game? Stickman. What was it called? It was Stickman Fight, right? Where was it? Stickman. Is it called Stickmans? Forgot the... I forgot the name. Unfortunately, I can't find it anymore. Fuck. Guys, what was the game called again? Look at that. Like, if you think you need to have crazy graphics, maybe this. Draw a Stickman epic. Look at this game. Looks like it's completely hand-drawn. Wait, what is this even? Huh, interesting idea. Anyways, I learned about low-spec pellet list the other day for pixel art pellets. Yeah, if you want to have pixel art pellets, then this is the best place to start. Because you can then... I played that a lot, really? Interesting, pellets. You can go to pellets and then, you know, sort by whatever you want to sort. You know, downloads or whatever, newest, default, A to Z. And it gives you a bunch of pellets that you can start using. For example, what I use is this palette here. This is my pixel art palette that I use for my game. You can see it right here. It's the same colors. I do have a couple more colors here, but not that many. I try to stick to this, not because I don't want to deviate, but because I want to take away the question of which perfect color do I choose this time, but limit myself, essentially. So you only have certain colors, and then it puts that question away. You don't have to answer that question anymore. You already have all of the colors. It's not the perfect approach, right? You can also do this with many other colors. And there's no problem in adding more colors, right? It's not a big deal. But in order to learn, I think it's a good way to limit yourself in a way so that you can... Like, there's many other games. What is the other game called that only had 3 colors? We saw that the other day in the video, guys. The game that only had 3 colors. It was red, white, and a blend between white and red. The other day, yeah, like speaking problems, okay, German. Sorry about that. Yeah. The other day. For learning, it's helpful. Yeah. Taking a look at games for learning is definitely helpful. And I think the best place to do that is actually YouTube, because you can go frame by frame for games. Never-ending nightmares. It's not this game. It was a pixel art game. It was a pixel art game. Limbo is also a good idea. Yeah, Limbo. Limbo was just black and white, right? Well, it's more. It's shades between the two. It is actually a lot of art goes into this game. You might not realize that, but there's actually a lot that's going on here. I don't know what game it was. We watched like a React video, and then in the video there was a game with 3 colors, which was quite successful. I don't remember which video that was actually. If I could show you the game, then you guys would remember. I'm pretty sure. It must be a very... yeah. One room experiment. I don't think it is. It's a pixel art game, you know. One room... No. Pixel art game. It's a pixel art game. Pong has 2 colors. It's on Lunum there. No, it is on Steam actually, the game. It has like 5,000, 6,000 reviews or something. It's a big game. I don't remember the name, actually. And I don't know which React that was. It's fine. Maybe we can Google this? Nah. It's not gonna show, right? It's a pixel art game that's just red and white. This one? Give me 1 second. No, not this game. It's also, unfortunately, it's not this game. It's a big game, guys. But I just can't find it right now. It's fine. Okay. Downwell. Let's see. Downwell. Downwell. Is that it? Yeah, there it is. It even has 7,000 reviews. That's the game I'm talking about. Downwell. It uses 3 colors. Or 4. White, red. And then it looks like a blend between white and red and black. That's 4 colors. This game right here. You can make a game with just 3 colors. And it can be very successful. Exactly this type of game. So you don't really have to be the crazy artist, you know. Well, it's still, like, there still goes a lot of art into this, right? You still have to learn how to do this art. This is kind of advanced still, right? But it limits you in a way that you, okay, well, I have red. What can I use red for? Okay, an outline for an HP bar or whatever this bar is, right? I didn't play it. And then, okay, well, how do I do a separation? Well, okay, I have like a color between, or is it actually, I think it's red, white, and black. That's all we have. Red, white, and black. Yeah, so, okay, fine. Black is gotta be another outline or separation between bars, right? All the Game Boy games were monocolor, good inspiration. Yeah, exactly. Thank you very much for following, Kibli. Siblio. Let me check something. So yeah. If you want to learn art, the best place to start is to just, it's stupid to say that, but to just do it. You know, how I learned pixel art is, I sat down every day, tried to draw one thing. If it was good, it was good. If it was bad, it was bad. Return of the Obra Dinn is nice as well. What was it called? Downwell. Return of the Obra Dinn. Oh, that is crazy advanced though. It has a lot of, there's a lot of stuff going on here, bro. This is advanced. This is not easy to do, bro. If that's actual pixel art, which I don't think it is, right? No, I think it's actually, it's a shader effect. It's 3D, yeah. It's a shader effect. Yeah. It looks cool for sure, yeah. Anyways, you can only get better by practicing, bro. Okay, guys. So here it is. I'm gonna go offline here. I'm not gonna do Minecraft and J today. Because I have work in 10 minutes. I have work in 10 minutes, guys. Unfortunately. What is the program here? This one is called Sprite. We did make good progress today. But I have to work. Fortunately, now the messages from YouTube came as well. ChatGPT. What I find hard is sound effects. Any tips? Same with pixel art. I'm bad at sound effects myself. What I can give you as a tip, use a video editing program. I can show you really quickly. Use a video editing software, whatever you want to use. Gather some sound effects from the internet. I'll show you. It just loads. It takes a while to open. And then we have, where's that? Game as effects. Make a video of what sound effect you want to create. Right? So for example, it loads. It still needs to load. I need to wait. This is slow as fuck, man. Yeah. Okay. It's loading from disk right now, guys. This 10-second video clip from my game needs to still load. 4 days in 1 week lying again. Yeah, it is how it is. It's still loading. It is still loading. There we go. So now that's done loading, make a clip of what you want your sound effect to be. For me, I made a clip of this. Boom. Ignore the Cakez W here. I wonder who spammed that. Right, that's the clip. And then you can put sounds below and change the sound in the video editor to make it sound differently. And then you just keep playing this back until you have a good feeling. She's doing this on purpose, you know? She's absolutely doing this on purpose. It's like, it's not even 4 hours and she's been in like 10 times. It's doing this on... this has to be on purpose. This has to be... Like, there's no other logical explanation. She's giving birth on purpose? No, she's mopping the floor and she's being extra loud. Anyways, that's what I can tell you about sound effects. I'm still exploring this myself. So far, I made 2 sound effects. I made this one. Wait, not this one, actually. It was this. She's doing this on purpose. Well, guys, I'm leaving. We'll see you tomorrow, guys. This is some bullshit. I think I'm gonna send you. He's in just chatting. Devspudger, Scooby-Man. I guess we're gonna send. I'm gonna send you over to Devspudgers. Hopefully tomorrow, without any interruptions or loud mopping floor noises. I hope you guys have a good day. Enjoy yourselves. And tomorrow, we're actually going to do Minecraft and Jay. For sure. Are you familiar with the story of the boy who called Jay, who cried Jay? He kept telling the villagers that he would do Jay and they believed him, but it was a lie. One day when he wanted to do actually Jay, no one came. Is that Usopp's story from... Is that the Usopp story? From One Piece, bro? See you tomorrow, guys. Peace. Bye-bye. Have a good day. YouTube too. Goodbye, Mr. Inukai.